Oh, there we go. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? You guys want to see an update? Hello everyone, this is me Kiki, and this is my library. Hope everyone's having a good day. Where is... There it is. Guys, do you get... I was shown this poll about if it's hot to be stabbed. I'm like, and it's like in fiction, yes, and most people voted in fiction, yes, in real life, no. But I'm just like, no, but like, more than 50% of people think it's hot in fiction too, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, I knew that people liked stabbing and shit in fiction, but I guess thought it was hot, but that's surprising. How many people? Look, guys, this is the new study. It's not complete yet, obviously, but look. Don't you? I forget the urge to stab people to show you care. No, I don't. I'm not very stabby, I guess. What a weird. But anyway, you like it? You like it, guys? There's no chair, so I put the sofa here, son. Do you think Kiki should have a gamer chair? Look, I added stars to the ceiling. I'm super happy with how this is looking. Roll the dice on the sky. Oh yeah, the sky now is RNG per instance. So you get a different color skybox and different planets in the sky. So if I reroll. This is very subtle, so I mean it's I mean I think it's subtle. Well, I don't think it's that subtle, but I think if you're not paying attention, you might not notice. Look, now it's a different sky, and everyone will see the same sky, and well, everyone in the instance will see the same sky. Like, yeah, the books. I'll need to add LOD to the books. I thought I added a size to these guys. Oh wait, that one didn't get tiny. Weird. I like this room a lot, with how the stars scroll upwards. These are particles, by the way. Okay. Anyway. I ordered the Big Stream Beyond, by the way, guys. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Can't jump over these in Final Fantasy.
I'm beating you up.
Oh,
transforming? I'm Greg. Now to beat up.
Ugh.
Get destroyed.
I've been destroyed. And I'm lagging.
Oof. The big oof.
Meow. Meow. Food? Looks yummy. I wonder where everyone is.
Well, if I even know anything about
I caused
magic, is it
any
not mainly
trouble.
focused on the
I am sweet and
Wilder's imagination?
innocent.
That is why I said having creation magic as a child is very,
Meow.
Bullshit from here.
I
only can
accidentally made
imagine.
an action. I accidentally made a stick and was
Meow. I heard there was a party today.
and it accidentally turned into actual.
Yeah.
Today
is indeed the day.
You're
A wonderful
Yeah.
wedding has been had, and now everybody is celebrating in their own way.
Mm,
Wearing their pretty
congratulations.
dresses. Thank you. Pulls out a crystal and just it's an image crystal. You can see it all in night photos in the Glass City
Oh,
of the wedding.
fancy magic.
Good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a magic person. However, I do have weapons in case I need to. You're sitting
Meow.
up here. Yes.
Julian and Ed.
Chairs.
I see
you-
an OOC. Father actually OOC asked mother to marry him,
Meow.
and she said yes. So I see an OOC marriage going on.
Yeah, I can't really sit, but I can stand.
What is your name?
You feel a tuft of hair be pulled from your tail.
Alright,
Me-
and to the
yeah.
rest of her, Laura, so Raylene is also.
Oh, you're
in-
becoming food, aren't you?
Raylene, hurry!
Hmm.
Indeed.
Meow.
Well, by all means, please. He just summons.
I'll get ya.
You want me to try capturing it?
No, it's just going to
Sit on
be
that.
It stole some of my fur.
I'm going to foot eventually go to a pillow so that I can.
Oh, well, fur is.
Did your wife tell you
You can
about
grow
the
that
black
back.
dragon, the water supply at Aether?
It is a front to my regal nature.
That's good. Glad nobody
Oh.
died.
This might be a bird and a cat thing. I'm just gonna be honest.
You're becoming food sooner or later. Blah. Oh, I can't get up there. Meow. 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 Oh. Meow.
And then you also provided me with the additive to the process where you add in a small amount of amethyst to create a seed for that process to be able to work.
Greetings.
Potentially, yes.
It's wonderful to see you. Thank you
So-
for the dress.
Meow.
Over the next
Hope you
couple
like-
experiments,
hope you
I
liked
tried
it.
injecting using
It's
small
been
particles of amethyst.
Way prettier than anything I should reasonably be wearing
lacerations.
given my profession, but
Which was
it's
an
been
issue
nice
for the
for a
first
change.
experiment. But
Also,
now
I want to state out of character.
It's
I
safe.
love the symbols now that I can
Relatively.
understand.
and it targets bones and turns those into amethyst.
Meow. Meow.
Specifically calcium dense locations. But it's like there's
Well,
not
you
very
have to
many
have something
calcium
nice
dense
for the
locations,
wedding.
and having amethyst organs that work better is great too.
So essentially allowing
Kiki.
for the bones to be harder,
Meow.
also being able to operate as
I want you to try something. Could you try and wake up Red?
Meow.
Say,
The
if this works well for you, if this works well, like this process, that you need. I'm not saying that I'm kind of
Meow.
I am in so you let me know.
You can try, but it won't work.
Meow.
I understand you're
You got no law, though. Or rather, Stern.
Oh. Red. Stern's in a pretty dress. Ah.
Did you rest well? You were snoring very loudly. You should probably get up before you fall back asleep.
Pretty dress. Think. This is pretty.
It's not my fault anymore now.
You should probably get up before you fall back asleep.
More rest well.
Hey, Lex.
By the way, No rush on this, but I would like to speak to you and Red either separately or together at some point in private.
Okay.
Like everything is already gone. What? Right? And shit keeps shit keeps happening, okay?
You were a factor in the operating room generally, yes. We got you to safety and you were still attacked. Well,
yeah. Oh, and you know what?
The cave from the forest. I do not believe that is simply
You did a good job, Kiki.
while in a
You woke up the wrong person, but good enough.
I think they're gonna go back to sleep.
My point is,
probably.
I'm starting to believe what you're saying, Ichigo, and I'm gonna take some basic preventative measures, even if not to fight, at the very least to escape from situations a little bit more gracefully.
The important thing is, I can't make this for you. I can only provide you with internal help, not external.
Oh, don't worry about that. I've already got the cloak of protection down, and it honestly, it's the perfect complement to the cloak. I couldn't be happier.
For those that need to breathe, yes. Most organics do need to breathe, so
I
probably
don't
a bad
actually
idea.
have the toggle, but I actually had a toggle to turn off the helmet.
There is the option to use that new stock we found growing in the caves. Has these little bubbles in it. You just pretend you're smoking, right? You get it into your lungs and keep your breath sealed. It releases the oxygen over time and dissolves part CO2. It's like an internal recycling. Let's you breathe underwater for a little. I mean, I don't know if this applies to any of you, but it applies to you. So,
It was a good idea to put those in jars.
yes. Oh, have you been? Anything you've been collecting? That's fantastic. Have you been leaving sacrifices? I need to make sure that people understand that they have to make sacrifices when they harvest things, or we all get fucking brutalized by monsters in the Death Case. And by we all, I mean me, apparently, for some fucking reason. I don't know why I'm paying for all of this.
That's because you keep fucking around and finding out.
Ren's been leaving behind remains and fertilizer in return for what she provides or what she takes.
Even providing equivalent stuff as well. Also, I do believe I owe you an apology when you're ready. I don't, it doesn't excuse anything, but still. No? Okay.
I'm listening.
So first off, I did eavesdrop on you, Lee, and Rift, but also I didn't realize the pressures you were under regarding these conditions. Even regardless of that, I was out of line for striking Lee and threatening. My apologies on all counts. If there's anything I can do to assist, please let me know.
Look after Satch.
Certainly.
I know that you're technically his apprentice and all, but that guy's on the fucking brink. And we'll call it even. Oh, but you were eavesdropping on that?
I was,
What do you
yes.
mean you were eavesdropping on that?
Come on, it's easy to eavesdrop on you. I was doing it just earlier.
I won't make any excuses.
Look up next time. We're a part of the same guild. You should know how much information seeking is important.
You know what? It's an honor to be in the same guild as you, Ichigo.
Wait.
But
Which
wow.
guild?
Scouts.
Regarding Satch, I have offered to go ahead and use. I have offered to try and use order magic to to reverse some of the damages on his body. He hasn't accepted it yet, but he's considering it at least. I've also acquired some other means I could try recently.
Also, important thing about Lee. They are kill on sight entering the forest.
Why?
Sorry, can you clarify that?
Currently, Lee cannot enter the forest. And there is a hostile mimic that is constantly respawning Lees.
Okay, so if there's any Lees, I've seen in the forest, it's not her.
Yeah, I won't
Got it.
begrudge you that. This certainly will never come back to bite us later when that curse is lifted and Lee goes to the forest when we don't tell anybody. But that's future us problem to figure out.
Doesn't that Lee do that all the time?
Bodily harm. You do that every day.
Technically, yes.
May I ask, why is this hostile mimic spawning tons of cloned Lees specifically?
I don't know
no
if
idea.
Casey will
They
find
just hate
interest in
Lazuli
what
for some reason.
has
Like,
happened earlier
legitimately
today.
just
Meow.
I think
Well.
I fucked around a little
Well,
bit too much
main
in the
thing.
forest, and
The king and queen have now officially married.
thing at first, but then other people were
Yes,
telling me that
yes.
they were seeing
I know.
too,
I
and then
learned
it's just been
about that.
Kind of getting worse over time. Like it started with just monsters, right? And then it was like these
Additionally, prior to that,
nondescript looking
Julian did invite a newcomer as well
that.
Hmm.
to the Glass City.
I don't want to know.
Meow.
Arvin. They are halflings.
This isn't anything to do with.
Rem was giving tour at Aether earlier today.
This isn't anything to do with the Guardians, to be clear.
So,
I certainly fucking hope not. I have been leaving so many sacrifices.
they have chosen to pursue the path
Down
of
a lot
Mage,
more money than I've ever
and
seen with the shit
this
I
was told, and Rift would, and this was told to both me and Rift.
that these forced guardians.
It was Rift's decision,
But
but Rem is going to follow suit with it.
Primron and their Operation Flower Power for now. And if Operation
Rem is currently now the teacher of Orvin
I'll be
because of
Meow.
Growth Affinity.
Okay. If you ever get too far in the rabbit
Oh.
okay?
Orvin has, well, creation, and because growth can lead into creation, it is Rem's duty to help teach them. So,
Find it harder to jump.
this is interesting for Rem.
Meow.
Weigh about 40, 50 pounds more than you did.
I
Density
forget.
comes with mass.
I forget.
Does Kiki have any advice in regards to teaching?
Water.
Just teach them things that you know.
What if we made some low-grade Magitech that
I suppose that's simple enough.
Figure out what they're interested in as well.
I mean, on the one hand, yes, that could work. On the other hand,
Rift has already given us one major task for their study process.
Meow.
But like,
Since they're pure creation, mono creation,
stupid is that, right?
they are to make,
I mean,
create,
for me, all I need is a
well,
all I need is a ring.
the mana crystals.
To be honest, even
Hmm.
if you try and lift all the
That sounds lucrative.
water in your body,
Definitely.
you'll more than likely just die.
Though that is the current major goal for them as a newfound mage.
Yes, but on the other
Meow.
hand, what about the? On the one hand, it's most of the body. Yes. On the other hand,
It is going to be interesting.
Seems a bit selfish to task them with something like that.
Blood vessels that would tear up the body.
Definitely. Though they also gave the reason and economic reason why they should be willing to pursue such things. Especially the more health-related reasons. Such as
Yeah.
removing excessive or bad mana in an individual's body.
Hmm.
You know, now that I think about it though, it would be nice for people to stop picking me up all the time. If I were a good 40 pounds heavier, that might help with that.
that can make
So,
sense.
hang on. Key phrase.
Pounds, and I look like this.
Did Leslie say something about lifting?
I will lift you up a bit, and then lift you up a bit using telekinesis.
Meow.
We need to make Lazuli big boned.
And then while that's happening, I just do this and fall down. Damn.
Meow.
Leslie has technically Leslie's self-proclaimed for making Rem stronger.
You know what? You're welcome, and I'm glad you've been putting it to good use. I assume you've been putting it to good use and not only for Anthony, but what am I?
Leslie,
Obviously.
Yes.
how much blood do you need to run experiments on it?
Usually 100 milliliters is standard. Some special circumstances can
Pull
require
out
more.
the syringe again. Right
Yeah.
Shit.
Draw blood.
You really don't feel pain, huh? I
There's
suppose
no
that makes
emotion
sense.
behind it.
It's kind of a waste.
Yeah.
Although I will make the description that I do feel irritation at
You're
taking
doing this
damage.
for what's the catch?
Understandably.
Experimentation.
Maintenance
You
is
give
a
it to
bitch.
anyone
I
I
know
would
that from experience.
Exactly.
Understood. I will not
Everybody
add
sees
it
all the
to
big
the
fancy
blood
war
bank,
toys,
then.
and
I will
nobody
take
thinks
this
that
to the lab
torquing the bolts
instead, and I will let you know the
down, or
results. Thank you for this opportunity.
dealing with the firing pin being screwed up, or God forbid the
And I'll write
treads
this
fall off
down in
again.
the ledger so that we don't have any
That's
issues
why I
going
do this.
forward.
Ranged
You can
weaponry
write
is
it
always
down
going to
as
be-
Emmy's blood in
Well,
quotation
forgiven
marks,
value
paragraph
always.
yokai blood.
I'm writing at 100 milliliters of Emmy, and I'm not specifying. So if anybody ever gets a hold of Lashley's fucking ledger, they'll be like, what the fuck, Emmy? What?
100 milliliters of Emmy.
And Ichigo arms. Just Ichigo arms.
Yes. That's in there.
does not like this information.
I have been doing, honestly, one of the best things I do. and
Well,
I
you're not alone now.
here do it, is to keep a ledger of what you have.
True.
So that
Thank you.
when somebody's trying to barter with you, you can say, all right. Because there are a lot of suckers who will
Pixel
completely
look.
fucking let you rip them off for nothing. Even people who should really know better. And I'm saying this as your friends, of course, right? But do keep it in mind.
Of course.
Are you saying you don't want to rip us off for a better price?
Well, don't worry.
There's some things.
What do you take
There's
me
some
for?
things more
You never
valuable.
ask for a price.
There's
We're
some things more
literally
valuable
on the
than-
same team. There's no purpose in
There's some
ripping
things
you
more
off.
valuable than discounts.
True.
Why? Why would you do this to me? Thank you.
Right! We were
That's what
gonna
they mean
dunk
by
you in the
ripping off,
fountain.
right?
I remember now.
Wait, what?
Maybe.
Sorry. Who? Alan?
We're going to test Alu in regards to their reaction to water.
Well, to be fair, I get along with
I'll
everybody
be on
usually.
standby.
As long as you haven't actively tried to
to
kill
heal
me.
if needed.
And even then, I still kind of kill
I
you.
can start doing that.
I have, actually, you know what?
You
Give me
can,
like
but that would just put you on the
tiny
kill
bit
list.
to go and grab some medical supplies because I
Why?
don't have my bag with me right now,
No.
given wedding.
Lee,
So I have a bunch of stuff specifically that I use
and
for
only
moving
within
you,
the forest.
right? That will also apply to her body
I
composition,
wanted
if not the finer biological details.
Should we stay
Yes.
here or should we go
Pre-order
to
the weapon I wanted,
the
and,
smaller pool
you
of
know, offer
water
payment.
near the academy?
You know what? I gotta use the ink right anyway,
Specialize in
so
crystals.
I'll meet you guys at the academy.
Right.
Meow.
Understood.
Alright.
Anybody want to watch them get dunked in water? It's gonna be by the academy.
I'll be there in case you need me.
Meow.
Appreciate the info.
I agree, Stern.
The other Ichigo comes with it.
That
Understood.
is
I will work with it
naturally
tonight.
occurring. That is naturally.
Sorry, hold him down.
Ah! What did I do? Find out in character.
How dare you?
Which location again, by the way?
Meow.
What?
I hope those meds work next week. I need to stop forgetting stuff.
Thanks.
Mm.
Even the magical ones. Magical ones are worse. At least Remy kind of has like an organ. Actually, you do know that slime, biological slimes like Rem, tend to have multiple organs, but it's encoded in kind of the structure of the slime around them, right? And they're very easily like broken and reformed. But there is a lot more. It's a very complicated ecosystem, right? Because I mean, they have not just a slime, but a whole bunch of tiny microorganisms running around and doing their own thing. It's like a colony.
Since you're so knowledgeable about them, I was actually thinking of trying to make a prosthetic out of slime. Could I have your assistance on that, perhaps?
I don't know why you'd want to sit in the water.
Rem can stand in the water because of
Oh,
boots.
you're wearing your boots. Okay. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wait a second. Okay. You, we know you're not supposed to be doing this. You. Class is ready.
Rem can hold on to belongings. No worries.
Sheep, was there like 2 stacks of coins, 1 gold, 1 silver? And 3 violets. Or small alchemical liquids. There you go.
Understood. Can Kiki grab sack here? It's in Ren's pocket.
Yeah.
Pocket.
Yeah.
What about the sword? Keeping it in?
Okay.
So,
Careful. Thank you. Right.
yeah, sure.
There we go. Uh-oh.
Would you hold on to this? Or should I hand it to someone else?
Is this really shallower? I guess it's shallow, but it's big.
At the very least, if there's any thrashing around, nobody should be running into walls.
I suppose I should just hop in, or should
Dip your toes in first. If you can.
Set the
Or
ledge.
maybe your fingers.
He's taking
Better
all
to
of my
set up the
willpower,
ledge
not
first.
just shove you in right now.
Invasive thoughts.
It's out of respect for Red. I know that you're like their magic project or something.
Oh, if you go down low enough, you should just automatically...
well, I don't know enough it does this.
Yeah, so you dip your fingers in.
As she dips her fingers in, you see the liquid literally dissolve as it goes below.
Okay, good thing we didn't push you up. Order magic.
Careful.
Wait, I'm sorry, not order.
Pulling up.
Paul.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Here, take this liter jar. Could you take a sample of the mixed water?
Sure. Yep.
Awesome. Sorry, I just don't want to ruin this very expensive shit
No worries.
that I'm wearing right now. I feel wrong a bit, but hey, one step at a time. Like I thought the fucking Noble's outfit that I got was expensive, but this is another level. Ugh.
Meow.
It's just so fancy. Right. No, the
Oh, the dress.
The dress.
Alright.
Sorry.
She's just gonna sprinkle you with cornstarch on your hand.
Oh yeah, you didn't specify. Is the iron willpower on the end of the slime or the person giving them the cornstarch?
Helps if it's both. Let's go to the alchemy lab.
Alright.
We can run the
Alchemy.
see how I run these tests live.
Alchemy, meow.
Alchemy?
Alchemy.
The alchemy of milk.
Why does that disturb Rem?
Meow.
Alchemy.
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 Milk is actually a highly valuable alchemical reagent from certain creatures. We don't
Milk?
tend to deal with a lot of mammals as monsters, but like, some of
I feel like a lot of them are reptilian.
yeah, I've noticed that too. Must just be the climate or something.
Well, that is true in cases of draconics and large lizards. Especially in regards to that one large reptile in the cave system.
I was... The magma one, right? The magnetic one?
Oh, that thing. Oh no. Was thinking of the
there's another
electric
one.
one. Was thinking of the electric one Rem dealt with. Well, ran away from.
Understandable. How would we classify the magnetic one, though? What even was that?
Most likely metal affinity, if anything.
I mean, yeah, but like species-wise.
No clue.
Alright. Lay that out like this.
Rem didn't eat a sample of its flesh, so could not get any major information in regards to its makeup.
Oh.
Probably for the better that you didn't eat that.
do not care particularly about the alchemy, you can let me find somewhere to put this up. Check it out. If you want a contract, let me know. Now.
I see.
Right? Usually it's 100 milliliters total number. I don't know why, but the main reason is standardization. If somebody ever says a vial of something, what they mean is 100 milliliters, if that helps you picture it, right? To begin, let me just get to the right page in my notes here so I can walk through this the actual proper way. There we go. Alright? We're gonna take some of this ice. You know, with the Aether portals, I guess does make sense. With the fact of you guys almost never use cellar cooling by virtue of the fact that you just import ice from Icefell, right? So we're going to freeze some here. That vial.
What about
turn on this burn some bunner right
Cellar
here.
cooling, however that works.
Cellar cooling?
We're going to add in a little bit of. You're gonna see her cut a little bit of her blood. Drop some of that in. Pull in right powder. This is for decay tests, right? So we're gonna put that in a warm, moist environment and check on that in the morning. See what's growing in it, right? We've also, I already know what grows in both of the things that I threw in, by the way. So we're looking for combinations and permutations, right?
Apologies if this is a dumb question. What's the goal of this experimentation?
Material summary protocols. I do this for pretty much all of the biopsies I take to understand the material properties of what I'm working with, right? And to check for abnormal bits of behavior. In this particular case, I already have all of the results from the last time I took just a liter of alu without being distilled. And I wanted to see if anything's going to be different if we do this, right? And I'm just walking you guys through the tests that I'm doing so that if you ever find yourself with a liter of X in the future, you'll have a set of things that you'll know to run that you can share with people in terms of results, right? This one right here is a little bit odd, right? But what we do is we take
I wonder what alu tastes like.
Drop it like that.
Hello, Ichigo.
This is
Hello,
a
Satch.
natural test that we're running.
Is this because Kiki has tasted Rem?
Yeah, and you tasted really good.
Did Rem taste like a food or no?
Alchemy lesson, such. Don't stare at me, stare at the process. Look at the process. Other clothes? Yeah.
Yeah. There was a wedding earlier.
Yeah.
Other clothes as well.
Right.
Alright, I did send you there briefly.
This device right
has
here,
multiple
with
sets
the
of the
gauge,
same clothes themselves.
for those of you who
Many
care
people
about the
do.
alchemy component of it, right? You can take a note
Rem
of
just
the
redyes
gauge,
them.
use one of these test tubes, it's got a particular fitting cap, or me push it down.
Do you want more
figure out
clothes?
The resistance to pressure that it has and
Rem
behavior on it,
guesses.
right? So you can tilt your. I'm just gonna put my hand on the side right now because I don't care for details, right?
I'm
Yeah.
realizing too many people consider them cute.
With physical materials like meat or whatever, we do a bunch of stretch tests, right? And
We could
things like that.
capitalize on this and
Temperature of these things is not too difficult for us to
have some extra cute outfits for you.
This one I'll let you because I've done it before. And
Minor
it's
illusion.
much different, and she's gonna hold out a test tube.
Hmm.
Open up.
Wait, drink it?
Yeah.
Taste test. You can spit it out if you don't want to swallow it. Taste it out.
Thanks, Chernobyl.
Well, if anything goes bad, I can probably fix it.
Meow.
You can.
Was worth a shot.
Aloe, right? That's from
Oh,
Aloe.
you just swallowed it.
Narrate what they experience.
I mean, it's the water outside mixed with sugar water, and essentially what it tastes like.
Meow.
Wonderful. I closed out taste test and wrote "you'll die" in my notes, just so that people of frail constitutions don't give it a shot. I find that for whatever reason, people in the Healers Guild, like if I had to describe it, whenever they're trying to like protect themselves against like an environmental factor or something that would really damage their constitution, for some reason they have, I want to say it's a little bit of a higher chance, maybe about 40 or 50% higher. You could say that they have an advantage in dealing with that type of malady. So those are the people that I trust to do taste tests. Mana crystals, we do not do this if you're looking for the contestants of a property, because the mana will absolutely destroy it. But it is sometimes good to see mana reactivity. Don't ever touch. Sometimes touching can be... In fact, just to be safe, I'm going to put up this blast screen right here. We're gonna have this lens right. I don't know if any of you have affinity lenses, so if you don't have one, you can come and take a peek through these glasses to have a look. As I rotate this rotating contraption right here, which is just gonna bring a carousel right by the thing, right? You can look for any sort of reaction, right? By the way, yeah, narrate.
There's a small amount of arcane energy still within it. And that's about it.
No chaos?
No chaos at the moment.
Alright. Next one. Now this is a little bit expensive, but I want to do it now in this particular instance because there's a lot of people watching and she's going to pull out a paper strip. You can make these with 2 parts 70% proof alcohol or higher, some cabbage, and some mimic gray matter. If you really get crazy, you can get some from like
this.
observers,
I remember this
right?
lesson, yeah.
Yep. All you do is you push the paper into the sample, you fold it into itself, and this is an alchemical identification technique that causes a strip of paper to take on the fundamental properties of the thing it is being used to examine in a flashy and theatrical way. In this case, what would that be?
Oh, run that by me.
What the fuck would happen if the paper were like alu coated? Like it were alu core. If we really went and were like posting hashtag alu on yethelp.com, the underworld's greatest rating service.
As an example,
What the fuck
the
are
way
you
that it
talking
works
about?
is if you put it onto a part that has like a bunch
Alchemy
of earth
lesson.
aether,
Out of
it turns
character, they're
into
doing
like a bunch of stone.
lesson. They're
If it's
taking
stone, it'll turn
a
into
test
hard
with Alu
rock.
Slime.
If it's metal, it'll turn into like just a sheet of metal.
That's well.
And if it's like protection, it'll suddenly become very rigid and like resistant to hits.
I suppose I should inform you, almost everybody has captured pictures of you two sleeping together. It was cute.
What? Oh.
You were photographing what?
No, sleeping in just the actual honked me sense.
Oh, what?
That could have been traced better. Even Rem realizes that.
It would react to the
My
the
apologies.
water and any particular properties of alu. Like if alu, for
Unrelated,
example,
though.
mimic things, like maybe it will turn into tiny little glass.
Unrelated.
Yeah.
As
This,
I don't fucking
but
know.
also,
You get to be crazy.
Rem is apparently teacher now.
And become one with the water.
Oh yeah, that new person.
Case in point.
Oh.
Kind of a bitch to
halfling.
make these things. The mimic
Orvin.
gray matter is the hardest thing to get a hold of. I
Rift
recommend
has
if any of you are interested, the
has
person to talk
tasked
with
Rem
Tommy,
to teach
because,
Orvin,
I believe
as
her
they've chosen to
mistress
become
runs a mimic
mage.
farm or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. the
Given they
details.
are creation
Worst case scenario,
affinity, and Rem
you
has
could
growth
always-
that leads
it
into
sounds
creation.
dangerous. I don't want to.
Rem is appropriate
right? But,
teacher.
like, it's very convenient as an alchemist, which I suppose is probably why they're doing it. You know how it tends to
Better
be,
reaction
right?
than
Takes
Leslie's.
out one of the sheets she still has left of the
Oh.
2 that are left. You can have this one.
Was very
You're going to use it a lot
flamboyant in
more than-
saying,
Thank you.
you
I'll tell you what,
of the,
I'm
how
gonna try to get a
Orvin
bunch of gray matter from the
dodged
gold
a
order
bullet
that I'm in the
with
process
the
of
amount
filling out.
of
If you're
other
interested,
teachers
I can reimburse
in
you, and you can
Aether.
use the gray matter for really whatever. It doesn't have to be these strips.
She
Might
would
make
say
more
that.
strips. If anything, I want to
Of
try
course you
to
would.
make a more portable
On one
version of
hand,
the weapon. Although
Rem
it
felt
seems
like they were
it'd be
being
expensive.
praised, but also at the same time,
thing that
ouch.
I'm wondering
Backhanded.
is,
Yes. Backhanded
does
praise
it
is the
have
only
to be
type of praise
paper
you get.
strips?
Oh, yeah. Also,
technically cabbage that has been like dried up. I'm not exactly sure how they do it. My understanding is that any VP thing will do personally, but.
So the
now we have two things to talk about later.
I have a way of mixing things
Slime
like, I don't know, just
those little
off
slime
the
rat things,
tip
right?
of my tongue.
Yeah,
And
so
the
can produce.
Okay, good.
Yes, can produce up to 6 now.
I just have
I doubt it,
need from
but
the
it's
console.
interesting.
Let's give it a shot. Let's do it at the guild where we have better
Noted.
instrumentation.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Okay, I'll
I think Norm will be interested to see too. Oh, he'll hate it. I should clarify.
he'll hate it.
Norm means whenever you figure something
Let
out.
me just ask Lazarus, she'll need
For
us.
some reason, I can't quite figure out.
Address.
I think it has
Literally
something to do with alchemists
science.
being like secular.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people like.
Noted.
Look, people are a little bit more.
It was
Okay,
for wedding,
so-
from what Rem
Came
understands.
from, but like.
Well,
Actually, one of the things I can and probably should have you around for. The other one has to be between us, unfortunately.
tend
Not
to say
my
some pretty
decision.
outrageous stuff. Like,
Mhm.
oh god.
Okay.
But even where I'm from, we got like our limits.
Okay.
There's these
But
fucking
still, this one can touch my openly,
heliocentric
so-
scum that are always going on about
Okay.
their telescopes and their equations and bullshit. Always the most obnoxious thing. Goodness gracious. If I ever find out there's heliocentrists here, I'm going to hang them personally. People who think that like the sun, like we're on like these giant ball of rock and we're rotating around the sun for some stupid. I know it's pretty absurd, but they're like really and they're like I can prove it. Just
Heliocentrism.
listen.
Right.
I heard something wild.
You keep hanging out like you're
Yes.
Oh.
Hang on. Lazuli.
Meow.
He did do her best to rouse you earlier, but your sleep was formidable.
Meow.
I don't even remember falling asleep. I just heard.
Tell any of the authorities about it.
Oh, nice outfit.
Do not mention that in public. If you have that kind of perverted belief, goodness gracious.
That's some dangerous, perverse eldritch.
Huh?
What did you do to try and supposedly wake me?
Anyway,
I just said meow.
Fantastic Earth and Stone Mage.
That's
Has
not really
actually a pretty
arousing
strong
attention.
understanding of how big
You
the
worked
Earth
on
is.
Stern.
Not gonna say anything.
Right. Anyway, what is it you
I
want
don't
to
know
talk
why I'm
about?
staring at Ichigo right now. They just look very interesting.
So I don't think I can publicly discuss either of them, although with you, I'd want you on board with one of them. If we could just step aside for a moment.
Mimic's tongue and hack a slice off of it onto the table.
Yes,
This
because
is-
that's appetizing.
Unlike the previous thing that we've done, take a look at this mimic tongue, take a look at this color grading chart, and now with this one, we're gonna just dunk into the vial this mimic tongue, and
What would happen if
I can show you even the results of the previous test because I have them marked down here.
But also forget one.
And what we have here is an example of factor distillation, right? You'll see how this one is a little bit brighter than the last one, and the reason for that change in coloration is because of the contamination of alu with the water from outside. So you can always use this color grading scale and a strip of mimic tongue to gauge the potency of the alchemical contestants of something. Very handy ability to be able to do that, right?
What did you say about heliocentrism?
Some crackpot fucking theory a bunch of weird cultists have. Really disgusting people.
What do you
Don't get
think?
me
What do you think?
started.
What do you think if it is? If it isn't heliocentrism, then?
Obviously, we're on a disc and everything is flying above us, and then chariots carry them underneath us to the side. Yeah.
That's just basic.
Oh, interesting.
Have you ever heard of Xibalba? The Kingdom of Xibalba. They're little bat people. It's their responsibility to. Yeah, it's one of the things that they ferry through the underworld so that the stars can align properly, and that the sun will continue to rise in the east every day.
Oh, is that how it works here?
Turtle. That fucker should be dead.
Fuck. I haven't heard it.
Is that how that? Is that how that
Honestly,
works
that could
here?
explain a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I heard that.
I didn't take a close enough look yet.
4 elephants that were riding on a world turtle.
You know, I never really thought about it that hard, but like I can't think of any reason that wouldn't be the case.
Because I fucking killed the turtle, that's why. Shut the hell up.
Meow.
Sorry.
Meow. Aw, where did they go? Aha! Meow.
I'll continue my research then. Hi.
Meow.
Your choice on if Kiki knows or not.
I don't care. She can know.
Okay.
It's not really.
Just potential chasing down another potential lead to, well, as a last resort for curing Red's condition if worse comes to worse.
Meow.
At that point, that is something akin to an effigy process.
Effigy process?
Meow.
Kiki, I wanted to ask you something about earlier today. You said, oh fuck, Halifax, I need to give you a 2-second crash course on what we learned earlier today.
Okay. Was that after I left back at the island, or?
Yeah. It's about Rift.
Okay, go ahead. More about Rift. Go for it.
Well, Halifax is helping, so we may as well get it over with.
Yeah, no.
So, Rift is a clone, effectively. Clone is an 8-level spell which allows you to create a duplicate of yourself which grows in a jar, and if you're to die, your consciousness is transferred to it. However, there's a variant called Archimedes clone. Archimedes being the name of Dehest. That is a 9th spell. What that does is it allows you to create a clone who is mobile while they're in the dormant phase, before the owner's soul has been moved into them.
So is Rift Dehest's spare soul jar then, effectively?
It's a bit more than just that, but Rift is a clone who, if Dehest were to die, his body and his spirit will inhabit Rift, and all of the accumulated power and knowledge which Rift has will be essentially acquired by Dehest.
Dehest. Okay, so don't kill Dehest no matter what.
This is a process which Dehest has done many times, because what I didn't tell you, and what you're going to keep with you, because this does not leave this room.
Yes.
Is I got Rift's actual name.
Yeah.
1212. That's how many times this has happened.
I see.
Would explain why they have so many. Well,
There's one silver lining
to have such a long life.
There's one silver lining to this. It's at least that we can shut down any stupid plans to try and kill Dehest. That was always a bad idea.
It is not. It's not only just illegal, but it is a bad
Speaking
idea.
of bad ideas.
Yes.
Speaking of bad ideas, I made an agreement with Libra a couple days ago.
This is the one to do with. I see.
It was to obtain that letter that you wrote for Remy.
Wait,
why did you
a letter?
Wait, why did you have to make a deal with Libra to get that?
Why didn't you?
Because he's sly.
Okay, do you remember what you gave up?
Did you take the letter from? Yeah, what did you?
The deal that I made. Oh my goodness, I can't see.
Easy.
We can still perceive you.
Let's give her a moment.
There we go. There we go.
Oh no.
You okay, Kiki?
One moment.
Take your time. It's okay.
Clearly trying to talk about the deal.
Clearly.
Libra's the scariest power of all.
So, the deal was that I would tell Libra about plans that we have on helping Raft.
So he used you as a vector for that.
But, alas, it is not a perfect deal. I can just tell them...
Tell us about it.
What I was thinking is... You guys can just tell me all of the possible plans that we can do.
Does Libra have to get these plans from you verbally or directly from your memory in real time?
I just have to tell them. I don't even have to work that hard to find them. But if I'm gonna be involved, I might as well do some obscuring.
I like that idea as a first line of defense. I will bring up as well, although, again, I understand if you don't want to use this. I have been working on a spell that has a more limited form of memory wiping.
No.
Instead of targeting any long-term... That's... Understood.
She's... Do you mind if I...
Hmm.
You can explain why that is a bad idea with you specifically.
I would be hurt by something like that.
Huh. Alright.
Kiki does not lead. That is the easiest way to put it.
And the mystery deepens.
Not much of a memory. Nice. So, if you have any fun ideas on...
Okay.
If you have any fun ideas on freeing Rift, you can let me know.
As much as I would like to say we God, I'm forgetting it. They have to slip on a banana peel and solve all our problems that way. That's not a very convincing decoy plan.
The technical easiest way is, in a sense,
I mean, I can
not
write it
to
down.
Target.
Sure. Throw it in.
No, don't.
Okay.
No, listen. Here's the thing. Libra's not stupid.
If Libra knows,
If Libra realizes that we're throwing something that's very obviously incorrect, then...
He can't change the
he's probably
deal.
just going to... No, he can't change
On
the
one
deal.
hand,
But he's
he
going
can't,
to
but on the other hand, he'll ask you more thorough.
And he'll probably...
Thoroughly.
Well, no, Kiki, okay, here's the thing. And this isn't regarding the plan for saving Rift. This is just regarding the problem that is Libra. So, what I'm going to say is, Libra is clearly prying. If Libra thinks that he has a good lead on us, then he won't try and pry anymore through other people. If, however, Libra understands that one link is compromised, he will probably try and get information out of someone else. Maybe me, maybe you, maybe Rem, who knows?
Yes.
What do we know of...
I will say, a lot of
Libra's
people...
allegiances?
Good question.
Unknown. He's the secretary for the Order of the Stars, but Rift doesn't even trust him to balance the books. And frankly, I don't know what Libra's plans are.
He's the kind of person to look out for himself. If that means hiring his station through shady means, I'm pretty sure he'd take that.
Blackmail.
I will say, of all of us to play double agents, you or Red are probably the most fitting.
Well, fuck you too.
No, I don't mean that in an untrustworthy sense. I mean, you can keep your shit together enough to actually make it work. I'm still having issues with that. And while I don't know Remix, it doesn't seem to be naturally her strength.
It's a half joke, but what?
Three of us Order of Moon. Not remember in the case of Halifax, but in any
Order of
case,
Moon.
yes.
Well,
this is
Kiki's Order of
technically
the
our
Moon is how
job.
we're all Order of the Moon.
That's what it's saying. If we're
Well,
all
you said
Order of
three.
Moon,
Oh, right. Okay.
we didn't know Halifax was also Order of Moon.
Ah, okay.
No worries.
But point stands. That is technically our job. Be willing to be double agents at times. So.
Yes.
I mean, I was just gonna tell Libra my plan, and then tell them all the plans.
We should probably come up with a few more convincing fakes, though.
I mean, there is a funny one you could put down. Maybe not. You know, Libra likes gossip, so fuck it.
There we go.
You need bodily fluids of people to make clones and to work with various spells targeting people, be it curses, hexes, bloodlines, etc. So you can say
So
one
I'm
of the
go-
plans is
yeah,
to
so I'm
use
gonna
Rift, get
tr-
bodily fluids from him.
I knew it!
Hmm.
You'd love that.
Libra's gonna love that one.
Just for fun, let's add in a plan where we kill... Just for fun, let's add in some sort of plan where we try to kill Rift instead. We have to make it
You know
plausible, but it would be juicy.
Well, well, actually, one of my plans was regarding killing Rift, and Rift knows.
Perfect.
Rift has cottoned on to what I'm planning here, so we'll share this because here's the thing: if Libra is double checking information with Rift, and it turns out that this is incorrect, like if he double checks and then doesn't see this, he'll know something's up. So one of the plans, and this is important. So one of the plans is if Rift has a spirit, then we can create a clone of Rift, then kill Rift. He transferred to the new body, and then he will be completely free from Dehest's control, and will no longer be at risk of Dehest doing anything with him. This relies on him having a spirit. Let me make this
Which we
very
don't know,
clear.
right?
Actually,
We don't know, and
no.
if this... What?
Rem somewhat knows. From what Rem has somewhat confirmed, it's spirit. That's what Rift lacks.
How have you confirmed that?
Rift made vague mention of it.
Here's the thing. Rift is talking about information which he's gotten from Dehest. As far as Dehest claims, his spell, Archimedes' clone, does not create a spirit. That's the only reason why his spell is ethical, supposedly. But what I'm saying
So if we get
is
a
it's not
proper
actually...
analyzation of Rift to some degree,
Yes, we need a proper
especially his
analysis of
soul.
Rift to see if... Yeah, we need a proper analysis of Rift to see if he has a spirit, which is a complicated matter because it's... Look, I have a theory that Rift didn't have a spirit, and then a spirit has emerged over time, like emergent property of being
That's
a
what I was
soul,
thinking,
living body,
maybe.
and everything else. The point is, we don't actually know if Rift has a spirit. If he does, and if we can find proof of that, that will also make it so that Dehest's claim as Archmage is false, because he said that his magnum opus was
a thermometer.
So I don't know if thermometer can. I don't know.
But can it be upgraded further?
Yeah, I've been thinking about upgrading it.
Hey, one other idea.
Yeah.
No, finish.
No, I'm just saying, I'm worried that it's going to be very difficult to determine whether or not Rift has a spirit. That's...
Agreed.
So this is just if we have concrete proof.
In which case... Okay.
In which case... Yeah.
Best outcome, Rift has spirit and Dehest has light. This would simply mean we would simply need to find a way to make clone of Rift and ensure that it is used as Rift's new body. In the event that but
guys,
in the event that
do you think Rift would be comfortable with making a clone?
don't think so.
Probably not.
That's the problem.
That being said, I've got another idea struck me.
He'd be more comfortable with it than him being lost forever while Dehest takes over his body. Because Dehest likes the chaos, and I'm pretty sure that Dehest would, you know...
I'm not talking about what you would feel. Think about Rift's situation. They're a clone themselves.
Do any of you get the feeling that we're underestimating Rift?
Yes, he's almost certainly going to stab us in the back.
Not that. Dehest. What if the Archimedes clone idea is reversible somehow? I don't know how that would work, but it's just an idea that occurred to me.
No, honestly, it's entirely possible.
It's extraordinarily difficult to kill an Archmage in the first place.
What about simply overriding
what we've been informed of what Archmages are capable of. Especially since some of us have seen what Archmages can do so casually for themselves.
Which is why this
It
would
is
be
why-
the perfect chance for Rift to strike. That has to be at his
It would
weakest,
be-
potentially, or at least most vulnerable, and he wouldn't be expecting it,
It would be
unless he's really
completely
crazy
unwise
prepared.
to do any form of underestimation to veterans, especially long-standing ones in a field.
Yes.
There is one exception, I will say, however. You've seen how playful Dehest is, yes?
Yes.
So...
I must thought of different scenarios in which can take advantage of that, but none of them seem viable.
No, I just have a feeling that past a point, if we get too close, Dehest's plan is to die and then, you know, take Rift's body for his own.
I guess he could just kill himself, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Or he
That's
could
the
allow
thing,
himself
though.
to be killed. And, you know...
That's the thing, though.
Hmm?
The Hess showed knowledge, or at least some degree of understanding of how the Glass City already worked prior to his visit.
Yeah.
Alright.
He even
Sorry.
knew how to
I'm not
locate
sure.
certain individuals. Exactly.
So... So he's getting information from Rift.
Or someone else, but yes.
I want to talk
Could be
to
a two-way
Dehest. It sounds like fun.
Yeah. Wait, you do or don't?
I do.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It could be useful. You could get a lot of information out of Dehest.
Just be careful. And be interesting, I suppose. Probably the best way to not get killed by him is be entertaining. And I'm sure, of the four of us, I feel like you'd be the best at that.
I'm very careful by nature.
Usually, yes.
I can definitely confirm when trying to pass through their own methodology if they try to get close to, well, the Hest. Chances of survivability was far less than 10%. So, it is definitely better for those of a more tricky nature, or those who can entertain the Hest to some degree.
There's different types of entertainment, and I think that Dehest is enjoying the thought of us trying to break Rift out for one reason or another.
Probably all a big game to him.
Exactly.
I think you underestimate me, Rad. Even in my state, I can be quite patient.
Actually, no. This isn't a game to the Hest.
No? Why not?
Play. He's a player.
I mean, yes.
He wants
So you're
to
saying
make
he's
a
probably
story.
already written. So he's probably already written out what he wants us to do, huh?
One of the first things
What a
that we know of his crimes is that one of his first major crimes was having an entire kingdom play out the events of
Countries.
his book.
Yes.
So for all we know, we're already playing his game, and we can't stop.
What if we steal his books? Or at least
He's either
copy
going
them?
to have us
I mean, it's a
play
really
the
blunt,
events of
stupid
his
idea,
book in that
but...
case, though, in this instance, he's likely trying to write another tragedy through Rift, and in turn, make a story out of our events.
Yes. So the best thing we
Okay,
can
as
do
much
is
as
find
I...
ways of playing it, but
As much as I hate dealing with Libra, is there a possibility he has access to any of Dehest's books? Or plays?
Potentially.
Quite likely.
I really don't want to consider it, but...
Quite likely, but as soon as... Quite likely, but as soon as we get one of them, they're probably going to tell Dehest.
and
Libra
also
will?
Libra's going to have a look through the entire book. So any
Libra
information
will,
that
yeah.
goes in Libra's hands.
The worst part is, as
true.
well, if we had asked, but prior to knowing where the Hest was in terms of, well, where we should stand in front of him, it would simply be a cheap price. But given how important knowing about the Hest is now to us, the price has skyrocketed. There's no telling
Yep.
what price that Libra would have us pay.
Libra will always ask for more than you're willing to give up.
I mean, I could probably just get the books from Dehest.
I remember those words.
Yeah, Dehest would probably just give you something.
You sound
realistically,
interesting
just
enough.
do it for entertainment value.
I mean, I just want to see them as well.
If you do end up getting injured, do either of you know how to heal, Kiki, or
Time. That's the only way we. That's the only way we know it works. We're going to try something else a while ago, but. Sorry.
Provoke the actual recollection of the memories.
Does that actually help, or is that just?
It seems like it does.
Alright. You're a shame you don't have, like, books of your old adventures or something to remind you. Because that'd be useful if we could actually have some sort of information from you that we can use to try and bring you back.
Given the likeliness, of how old Kiki truly is, likely would not fit in just one book.
still, a toehold is better than nothing.
You'd have quite a lot of trouble rifling through my library.
Are we talking city blocks or bigger?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Fair enough. Oh, I was just asking, are we talking city block size or even bigger? Either way, this has been elucidating.
Yeah.
His presence is being requested for dimension.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have yet to give me more interesting plans.
Well, we do need
more
time to
interesting plans. So interesting is still plausible.
Well, we have one plan that we're actually probably leaning towards, one plan that we need to look more into, and one plan that's clearly quite silly but Libra will love. Yeah, Kiki, I didn't actually get to hear from you. What were you thinking when you said it's a good thing that Rift doesn't have a soul, or doesn't have a spirit, I should say, because you sounded like there was something you had in mind that could work.
Oh, I said as a good. I was thinking as a good because we didn't know if Rift had a spirit.
We still don't.
Yeah.
One last bit of information Lever can get, I guess.
I doubt I doubt anyone would be able to tell that.
I think figuring out the
thing we need to.
figuring out the information itself would be the boon.
True.
How do you tell if someone has a spirit or not? That is a. Well, to the point.
Before we start inquiring about it with other magi about that, we need to think of a cover story. But anyway, go on.
Daedric research. Problem solved.
To determine if Daedra have spirits?
Yeah.
Well, we are experimenting on Daedric Lord's soul. Oh, you ran away from that, didn't you? We're experimenting on Daedric Lord's soul. So we're going to need to know a little bit of information about spirits as well.
I suppose that's a sufficient guise, yes. Sorry, what were you going to say earlier? You were talking about magi.
What?
I think. No?
You were the one talking about magic. What?
I must have made some memories, apologies.
So that door opened. Alone now.
You should probably detect magic.
I'm not detecting any presences, though. At least not in here. Let me check out the other side of the
You need
wall.
to get better at detecting presences.
Ah, I see who's on the other side of the walls, and I detect 2 presences. Amusingly, one of them is safe for our conversation.
These doors don't open up close when you're far enough. 'Cause, 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 'c
something you wanted?
Why am I not allowed to join into the conversation?
This particular one is something that an Archmage is forcing us to keep close-lipped about to anyone who's not already in the know. Unfortunately.
I mean, would it be so bad?
Look, if you want to get on Califax's bad side, then go right a fucking head.
I mean, Califax didn't tell me to do anything of the sort.
Oh, God. I can feel the smite going. Look, this information is... Oh, fuck, you're already listening through Stern, don't you?
Listening through Stern?
There was one point where Emmy was eavesdropping on Stern, and that was probably... She probably caught bits and pieces of this. I'm not going to go into detail because, yeah, but... For all the days that had happened, of course it had happened, the day we were talking about this fucking thing.
Well, that means that they already know about it then, right? No problem in telling them.
Probably. Fine, let's move further away from the hall, just because I don't like the idea of someone listening into us.
It is where I eavesdropped on you at one point.
Alright, should we just... What information should we open with? Should we open up with...
No, we open up with a question. So, Emmy, so that I don't accidentally give away some information that you really shouldn't have, how aware are...
It's not precise
How
enough
aware
with
are
that
you?
question.
How aware are you of the situation with Rift? Specifically
Very.
regarding Lincoln. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Why would I give you information if you're not going to give me any?
Because I'm
Shrewd as
tempting
ever.
to see if I'm tempting to see if you have information that you've acquired through Stern, because if you know enough that the cat can't be put back in the bag, then he may as well include you with this little plan to help Rift.
I know what
however,
Stern. I know what Stern knows, and I have my own theory on Rift.
Right. Yeah, you know what Stern knows.
Meow.
What's your theory? Because we found out what it is.
Ever since ever since our first meeting with the Archmage of Disorder when he first came here, I always had the inkling that Rift wasn't normal, felt unnatural, felt artificial. And turns out recently that theory came to fruition. Confirmation happened.
How did you manage to confirm that?
Various glances from Rift and Califax between each other, and the speaking between other folk that might have the theory as well. Dots connected, and confirmation happened.
Okay. So let's hear your confirmation then, because we got confirmation both from him and Califax. So I want to hear what your leading theory was.
My leading theory at the time was either a advanced form of construct or an actual simulacrum or clone. I'm more inclined on
Close enough.
the clone part nowadays.
Well, we got confirmation, and kind of a clone. Clone is an 8th circle spell, as you're probably aware, because you're fairly well read. It creates a clone of oneself which resides in a jar, and when the original caster dies, their spirit is transferred to that clone. Rift is something called an Archimedes clone, which is a 9th circle spell.
Correct.
Oh, so you were paying attention.
Who knew that Rift was some sort of living phylactery?
More philanthropy and
gains
waiting.
knowledge over time. Well, that's what a phylactery is. It's it. But the fact that
Sorry, I'm used to them all actively holding the soul when they're in use.
right.
There's been other people. Who else do you know that knows so I can possibly share names?
Share names with
the Rift Saving Crew, or whatever we're gonna call them. Crim. Okay, so I have Crim, Remix, Stern,
Lazuli.
obviously Leviathan would be here, Lazuli.
Yes,
Halifax
Lazuli.
Yes.
Lazli's the one that wanted to try and introduce Spirit into him, right?
I haven't heard anything about that.
That's a new one for me.
Ooh, that's a fun
That's a-
plan. I'm
that's a
writing that
working on
down.
another plan.
That's a fun plan. I'm writing that down.
It's a working theory.
Oh, right. And were you eavesdropping when Kiki said that she is in contract with Libra? And
I
anything
was a
which
part
is...
of that conversation.
Really?
Remember.
So...
I was there.
I wasn't aware of this until just now. Kiki
Mhm.
has a contract with Libra and...
I told Lazuli already.
Okay. Yeah, the fact that Kiki reports any information she has on Rift Saving Plan directly to Libra. See? Wasn't thinking.
In any case, I've been putting steps forward for my own plan about the excelling of somebody else's plan.
Okay. Let's hear it.
The inclusion of someone's spirit, as I technically am a spirit, I wanted to try a working theory, which is what I'm pretty sure Halifax saw me commit.
What did she do?
I'm not sure I follow.
The syringe.
Oh, that's what that was for. Okay. Gave up some. Well, may I share or no?
Sure.
Gave up some blood, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, for testing.
Okay. I see why that would with okay. Worth looking into.
Yep.
We also need some Rift's blood as well. That'd be useful.
You want to collect fluids from Rift?
I already told you that was part of the plan to tell Libra.
Oh my!
I didn't think you were talking blood points, but that worked. That's probably for the better.
I said bodily fluids. I
If
didn't
you're
specify.
looking,
There'll be a lot of
if
things.
you're looking for fluids, you could always ask Sylvie.
Yes.
I'm sure she collects a lot.
That's more
Should
in line with what I was
should I
expecting.
should I write that down?
Libra will go nuts over it.
Rem is
I will
used
say that's
very
very
fast
easy
for
to
many
collect.
others.
We're not
Did
asking
not expect
Sylvie.
to hear
She'd
that
kill
from
all of
Remy.
us.
On the one hand, yes. On the other hand, it's funny.
Oh.
And it's true. It's funny because it's true. I will say that's pretty much what I thought you were alluding to when you said bodily fluids, since that is the most straightforward one to collect.
Yes. Look.
I thought blood was the most straightforward.
Sleeping
Yes, it is.
There's also saliva.
You practically
Yes. Take cotton. No. Get straw.
Easy task.
Have Rift use it. Use traces of saliva.
And then have an indirect kiss.
Kiki.
Okay, look, regardless, we're not actually doing this.
This is why you're the one who's going to talk to Dehest. You're funny. Funnier than most of us.
Should I grab one of those on the way?
Boink. No.
Yeah.
In any case, though, sample, regardless of blood, saliva, or any other, could definitely be viable.
Could be useful.
Yes.
But that said, that was more just an idea to give to Libra for fun.
Yeah.
If we can get a sample of Rift's blood from the Healer's Guild, that might be useful, but only limitedly so.
Do they have his
Blood
blood on
might
record?
be interesting, but that's about it. Unless we were...
Definitely say bodily fluids instead of blood when you tell Libra about this one. That'll increase the gossip value so much.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, at the end of the day...
I'm starting to feel like old lady.
What?
I'm starting to feel like old lady with amount of times it's shaking staff at people.
You normally don't
Also,
shake it,
Rem is
you normally just hit them with it.
I am assuming the oldest people here are me and Kiki.
As far as Rem is aware, they are roughly around or past 80 years.
That's still pretty young.
Yeah.
The youngest would be myself in red.
What unlikely?
In terms of physical age, yes.
You okay?
Mental maturity and such, though, differs.
Yeah.
In terms of actual age, Kiki's at top, then I'd be second.
And then Red and I are at the bottom of that age bracket for now.
Meow.
How even old is Emmy?
I stopped counting after 800.
Fair enough. Doesn't have much else to contribute in regards to what has already been stated. Besides, Rem's own theorems and ideas on this has already been addressed, and seems to already been methodized to some degree. So, Rem doesn't have much else to add.
I think for now, the main thing we need to do is just research. We need to find people who are good with metaphysical biology, for lack of a better term. Someone who can help identify how spirit works, if spirit can be injected into a body, how to tell if someone has spirit to begin with.
I bet Lashley would enjoy that research.
I am literally a yokai. I am pretty much just spirit.
Okay, then we will need you to... Yeah, we will need to... Well, we need you to check to see if Rift does have a spirit or not, after all. Because that is a linchpin to how we attempt to save him.
There is an oddity when checking spirit. It's not an easy task, as well as... most of the spirits I've been dealing with is... well, they lack body and compensate with spirit. Same principle for me. I don't have a body, I have spirit to compensate.
Whereas Rift doesn't operate by those rules.
I know it's not easy, but if the spirit is such a roadblock at this stage, you are probably, well, the best person we can deal with.
Probably work with Lashley for it.
I'm working on that.
Maybe.
There's a reason I gave Lazuli my blood.
But this isn't the only avenue we should be taking.
Correct. Other avenues to make sure our options are widespread. Yes.
Wait.
The reason why I gave Lashley my blood is that via ingesting yokai blood, we'll leave it at that. Any kind of matter that I technically am. You are technically ingesting supernatural, and to compensate, your body starts to transform into someone like me, a yokai.
Do you know You must have known Lazuli does taste testing, right?
Small amounts isn't a problem. Large amounts is.
Okay.
So, any bodily fluid?
Flesh, blood.
Okay.
You haven't been nibbling on Emmy, have you?
I was gonna say, what bodily fluids are you thinking of?
What are you?
I'm just wondering,
Actually,
the
So it's probably a bad idea if I never get in contact
my
with that.
sweat lately.
I sense a
What the
presence in the
fuck is
room.
wrong with
And it's gone.
In a word, no. No, and no. That's 5 words. It's 5 no's. That's all you're getting.
On a more mundane
A
note,
lot more than
Red,
one word.
What?
have you ever looked at
To be
the
fair,
little lens?
why
while
would
you're being
anyone drink
cleansed?
sweat? Who drinks sweat?
Would you like
Might
to
be worth a
become
shot.
yokai?
Would I like to watch? I'm not interested in drinking it, please.
I'm sure it'd be interesting.
Go right ahead if you want to.
Add it to the list.
I'm not planning.
Memory count says Ooze does not know if it would be a wise idea to count as yokai at that point.
I wonder at what point
All
you
you have to
just-
do is eat my hand.
Yeah, it
That
probably
would be
wouldn't really
enough.
work that well.
Presuming as well that
After all, I don't think
changes in
I don't
species.
think our species are very compatible.
Think about it.
I was about to say as well.
Agreed.
Given the fact
The way that I
he's
am
also
right now, I'm
mind,
probably
even
mostly
if we're to
mind.
consume, probably would just lead to affinity clash.
Eating, I've discovered this rather fast. Eating an opposing affinity does not cause a clash.
Oh, concerning.
How
I
do
guess,
my
I guess that
sister
is
exists.
true. Well,
Understandable.
for a given value of eat. I was going to
My
say that
sister
bit of that
exists.
vial of diluted aloe I drank earlier as part of last week's taste test, but we confirmed that was only arcane beforehand.
Wait, you drink aloe?
Why did you drink aloe?
Lazuli just said, "Drink this," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, I'm jealous.
Okay. One. You
Tasted like
drank
sugar
aloe,
water.
What the fuck? Two. You drank something without knowing what it was. What the?
No, I knew what it was.
Well, you knew what it was and
But-
drank it anyway. That's just as bad.
Yeah, no, it is alcohol.
Uh-huh.
Aether taste test.
Are you doing okay?
Rehearsing symbols in regards to somatic opponents, solely to escape the madness is hearing.
You won't escape it for very long. I've grown used to it.
No.
Unfortunately.
Actually, wait, to do it to
I
that.
don't.
Hold still.
I need to
I
mention
deserve
to
that.
Lazuli to not drink too much of my blood if she's going to do
Ow.
taste testing.
You know,
Preferably you do.
100 milliliters. Oh.
Yes. That is theoretically enough.
Theoretically enough.
Please go.
I'm sure Lashley. I'm sure Lashley isn't making a cocktail out of yokai.
Hopefully she is. At least it'll be diluted. By the way, we really do need to discuss that other thing tonight. It's becoming relevant faster than I thought. Apologies.
Right. Okay. Go catch up with the others, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Well, let's do the contract stuff later too. Remy.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Glass City, I wanted to thank you yet again for this wonderful, wonderful day. As most often, as we do wish to wrap things up, I am going to be putting hard end at roughly 12 o'clock my time, so that'll be another 50 or so minutes. I hope this is plenty of time for you all to wrap up things and continue to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again so much for enjoying the Glass City.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's not enough time.
Please don't tell me that is.
Huh? You know you could have paid for
Is
that
that-
for 2 silver.
Damn.
Is that?
Okay,
Is that?
remember what I said earlier about not ripping off my friends? I meant it. Yes.
Okay.
Other than their body parts.
Since Emmy's already here,
Definitely might have done a little bit of organ harvesting as a treat. Yeah, oh, wait, are you... Yes? What's up?
Do not drink my blood.
No! I haven't even gotten from the test on your blood, for the record. I would have one of the test subjects drink it for the taste test.
Coming out, going into your bag. I
worse.
don't think anyone wants your blood.
Okay, I will skip the taste test. Understood. Alright.
Was wanting to make sure you're aware of that.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't, so thank you for telling me. I did actually a test on Alplit to teach some of people here about alchemical, like the basics of like material science. Or don't call it science, or the cops will get you. But that's basically what it is. Right. As for this, you're going to see that she has a soul cage sitting on the table for people who recognize what that is. A tablet with some runes inscribed on it on the top of the circle, right? And she has this thing. And Lazuli is going to check her diagrams of the shit that they were using, and she's going to try to recall and look for information on this impression that was originally used once upon a time.
I will return to...
Not necessarily of the same material quality, but of the
Yeah.
Are there any were there any runes along the sides of that?
And there's no they can continue further the conversation over there.
Go over in just a little bit. I'm gonna sit here for a moment as well.
That were pretty bad.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, with a 19 and then a 9.
For some reason, you do not have. You in a frantic, you tried to copy it down, but you definitely know this wouldn't work. Though you still do have a couple examples from the other tests you've seen, like the gerbil, the ant, and the fucking what was it? Grasshopper.
So what kind of awful stuff is this?
Well, yeah, you can't move it.
Oh, this is alchemy. This is alchemical matrix.
But what are you doing?
I'm trying to recreate, not the exact same procedure, but something similar to what happened before. Alright, can she at least... Okay, how about this? The capturing pattern that was in the grasshopper, right? And she has that. She can kind of cross-reference that with the other pattern, right?
Oh, yeah, you still have the stone, don't you? Or wait, do you?
Yes,
Yeah, you
you
do.
never got rid of it. Like, I assume it doesn't work anymore because it was a fragile material, like a low-quality
Yeah, it
material,
was also
right?
imprinted for grasshoppers, but since you have a 1-to-1, and also with a natural 20, you will be able to copy this down, and I'll let you act out carving it in real quick. How are you carving it in, by the way? Are you using tools?
Yeah. Largely being, instead of using any of the fucking materials for alchemy, she's using her fucking, like, super hard scalpel. She likes it.
And you complete the rune, all without touching it once, so nothing seems to really happen.
Alright. Could I get an assistant?
Maybe in subtext, the visionary. Yeah, I'm on it. I'll drink anything. What do you want, boss?
We're not drinking anything.
I'm quite sure you would.
Right. Nothing dangerous. Nothing too dangerous. I know you like mildly dangerous things. What's gonna happen here is I am going to touch that stone. I might pass out. Right? What I need you to do is touch it to that, and she's gonna point towards the elemental core fragment, and then take it and touch it to me again.
I tried this on.
It should make a copy, but I'm using very crap materials for this, and it
So
might be less effective.
I take this stone, touch it to the elemental thing,
Touch it to
and
me,
then touch
then to it,
Okay.
then back to me. I'm
Okay,
trying
so
to
I
leave an
take that.
impression. So this is making an impression. Oh, wait, okay, you hit her? You hit her? You just fucking hold your hand out. She's fucking hit.
Yeah?
Peek what happens.
Wait, with the stone?
Yes.
As you
Wait, no, I didn't
accidentally...
grab the stone. I didn't grab the stone.
Oh, okay.
never mind.
I was
Okay,
just
never mind.
motioning. It's like that, and I touched it to you, right?
Stone, me,
Mhm.
core, me. The stone needs to... Imagine you're
Stone
using this to
you.
take a sample of me and press it upon the core, and then put it back in.
Oh.
Okay.
That'll be interesting.
Maybe make sure she doesn't fall over there, Ichigo.
But
What do you mean
so
follow?
it's when
Yeah.
you touch that stone, and he points, and his finger is really close to it. It's when you touch that stone there.
Yes.
It's like a smiling face, but that's one. That one's right. That one.
Yeah,
That one.
exactly.
That
All right, that's enough pointing at it. Just, someone might touch it on
This
accident.
homeless man refused to leave, so I'm spraying him with brown, dirty water. I intended
Alright,
of spraying him.
All right, now I
When
think
you're
I
ready.
got it.
I'm ready.
Are you sure you should touch it with your bare hands though?
Oh shoot!
Have some tongs.
Hell yeah!
As you pick it up with the tongs, you feel that it is just a normal stone. Satch, even as a wizard, you don't even feel like something's magical about this.
All right, if you insist, it'll do something.
The second it touches Lazuli skin, the thing glows and Lazuli drops dead.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh shit! Okay, that touch to that,
1 minute.
and then put it back.
As you touch it to the fragment, nothing seems to happen, and then as you touch it back, Lazuli, you're awake, and why the fuck are you in someone's arms right now?
I put the stone down.
I let her back down.
That's a dangerous little item, isn't it?
Did it work?
And for you, Lazuli,
I
nothing
don't know.
feels different with you or the soul
You
fragment.
died.
Even if I sprinkle.
I mean, it
a
would
little
have just
bit of
looked
the
like she
magic juice
passed
on
out
it?
to us.
Not a thing.
Huh.
That's
It seems something wrong with the runes. You can get that much.
So is the
You definitely
the stone
made a
still
functional.
glowing?
No, it stopped glowing once you touched it back to Lazuli. The thing that is important to know is that you copied all the runes correctly. So
It's the book
there's
that's
that.
wrong.
So, Lashley has seen basically 3 types of pattern. There was the pattern on the impression stone. There was the pattern on the the capture stone, and there was the 4 patterns. There's the pattern on Nexus, right? And there's the pattern on the Soul Cage, right? Comparing the common features between all of them, because I know a lot of the runes are personalized. Lashley is going to try to look for any difference between what she presumes the Soul Cage and this have in common, but Nessus's pajamas didn't, or anything she can remember of the actual original impression. Trying to differentiate them based on their behavior in that regard.
something you'll kind of start to notice, and I will first give you a roll.
Can I help her with this?
Yes, you can, but it is
here's
a
the
roll
notes.
at disadvantage for you because it's the first time you're seeing anything on Soulcraft. But surprisingly, with an 18 and then a 16, even at disadvantage, you're kind of getting what's going on here. Do not fucking dab. I'm taking 2 points off with a 14.
Whatever, it's still fine. I feel like Sat would also be watching now, like under trying to understand this as it might.
We'll have the 14 as a
pertain to
group
some shit.
effort, with everyone helping out. And so, with all of you working together, you're all gonna notice a couple things. One thing is, you know, these soul stones contain two big components outside of the one that had housed Lazli's soul originally, out of the kind of crude sketch you made previously. Each one contains a circle that contains runes upon it. 2, the edge one on all of them contained only one symbol, but Lazli's contained 6. At least from what their depiction showed previously. And then 3, Nefzis' pajamas seem to break all the rules, containing several outer ruins, basically uncountable from unless you really study them, and possesses, albeit since they don't look like circles, you do realize these lines, loop around. He possesses 3.
So I was called here being urgent?
Yes, we're the surgery.
It's kind of changed.
The transplant. Yeah, we're...
Soldiery.
So she's gonna hold up a fragment of a soul crystal.
Apparently. Things changed. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yes.
Discuss this. You were going to talk to Rift and get some glasses.
So the problem is that the surgery is in the morning, and we're not going to have time to do it by then. I found a Megan now. I don't know where Rift is. This is the opportunity that I have.
Glasses.
She'll most likely have like 7 other problems she has to deal with.
Actually, wait, hold up. Oh, one last thing, sorry, is for the ant diagram, you'll realize it was just a circle. There was actually no other ruins involved. No outer ones, no inner ones. It was just the circle. So stupidly simplistic, it's kind of crazy.
Okay, so the difficult thing here is trying to guess the behavior of the impression stone that made it make a copy, right? And then I figured out the step we're missing potentially. Maybe?
Yeah.
Shit, wait, I think I might have...
Well,
okay,
it's like, when they made the little clone of you, when what was his name? When the guy made, like, the little you.
Huh?
Super illegal. Super illegal.
What was his name?
Super illegal.
What?
Bruce Bigelow.
Bruce Bigelow, yeah, of course.
That's
that was
a name.
What do you think about this? Because what I remember they did is they
European
had
Gigolo.
Jesus.
Yo, I think actually, no, it was close to my brother's name. It was.
They impress into a lesser quality
That is pretty close.
material, right? Like a
Yeah, it's pretty
phosphorus
close.
stone to make this. So if they impressed it from the impression stone into the rock, does that mean that the impression stone had outcrops while the stone that was used for transferring around was engraved, and that's how the copy was made?
All right. For this, as you're talking to yourself, you actually remember a key memory. And I'm not even joking. You've been rolling fucking like nat 20 after nat 20 because with like a third fucking nat 20. You remember Desmond talking about how it was actually the stone itself that was important to the impressioning. It makes a copy of one's soul able to transfer it. Something unique you realize, though, is when you had your hand touch that stone, it didn't capture it like this one.
Right. And I was thinking, okay, so if I want that to actually make a copy instead of fucking ruining me or getting only used once, then we need to replicate the process whereby the copy was made of a particularly valuable and rare material. Now, accessing particularly valuable and rare materials in this instance would be very annoying, but if I recall correctly, the reason for the value of the material had something to do with the fact that it was reusable, because impressions just fundamentally lose their qualities over time the longer you use them. But since this only needs to work once, I wonder if we could get... Ichigo?
Yeah.
Would you mind finding the most expensive looking bit of stone that is in the artisan section of the classroom?
Most expensive.
Most expensive piece of... Are you sure you need regular stone and not some sort of specially treated Like, mundane stone is mundane, but...
I believe it. I never recall any metal being involved, but I believe gemstones or like crystals are on the thing, on the docket. Maybe amethyst.
I know, right? What the hell? What was this? We got a notification about the instance being reset in 180 minutes.
The Flux entity has returned. It's
That's
doing
weird.
some bullshittery.
It's because there was like a...
Continue.
There was a new patch that came in that's not able to be accessed by non-PCs.
The Flux
Anyways.
has patches?
I know, right? Anyways, cards back up.
They
Sure, I
really
can
bad.
find the purest chunk of stone. If
That
that's
would
what
do.
you're looking for.
I don't know exactly what defines quality here, but I believe hardness is important.
Like, is there like a...
Sure. I'm
That's
gonna need you to roll for me for like.
All right, then.
If I can.
I'll let you go.
I only play Omnijam.
I'll let you go grab whatever.
I only play Yu-Gi-Oh.
What are you two on about?
Actually,
there's, like different card games that
This
they
TV?
created.
I think that stone you just made is more dangerous than the thing that was confiscated last time.
No, it's fine. Here, Lee, touch it.
It killed you.
Satch?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You touch it, nothing happens. Not a thing happens when you guys touch it. It's
You
just a
guys
stone with some
understand
engravings on it.
It's literally attuned to her, right?
Yeah, that's why I touched it.
I was about to eat
Okay.
I mean, she could have explained that to me.
The second you touch it to their body, they die again.
What is wrong with you?
I catch her. Oh shit. Okay, damn. Ah.
Can hurry up?
And Leslie resurrects. And something that happens this time, you'll actually see this as you wake up again, Leslie. You will see the stone that you have made begin to crack.
Okay, we can't do that too.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
Try,
focus on
can,
that.
can we have Leslie not touch that thing again?
Okay. All right. So, using
New
the
problem.
information.
There's a crack.
Right. I'm going to try.
Sedate Lee. Lee was.
I mean, it's, to be fair, she's
Take
actually
this,
being-
right?
You were the one being reckless.
And take the component
I wasn't
here
the first
that
one that
was
done this.
present only in the capturing devices and
Mhm.
remove that, right? Since the notes on the actual impression stone that was used on her weren't very good, if there's anything that obviously like would have taken its place, she'll try it. Otherwise, she's going to try to remove the capturing element specifically from the runic pattern. And we're going to try with the metal, right, on this new tablet that Ichigo's made, to do another pass, right? And now she has that as a reference, and she knows it works on her. And she can take one of them from the pile that Ichigo brought over, and just leave it there to do the.
Are you making another one with your soul on it? Your
This is
soul
going
impression?
to be. This is going to be a soul impression on her with the addendum to the runes and on the special tablet that Ichigo brought.
Understood.
And there's an empty tablet right here with the plan to take the impression, move it to this, and then move that to that.
I'm sorry, you're gonna slow down. What the fuck?
Yeah, the goal is to make a copy of Lazuli soul and transplant it to this soul elemental.
Why are you trying to do this?
So is this okay? Is this like doing silly putty on a newspaper? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, it's basically
Why
doing
you
silly
make
on
it
newspaper.
easy to kill you?
So
she's not.
I'm
she's
going to
making-
destroy this after it's finished. Don't worry.
So, as you work away, you make another one, and you know you did your rune correctly, but this time you experiment with a different rune, one that isn't what you have aptly named the capturing rune. And, well, it's carved. Now it's just time for you to touch it.
Lee?
Okay.
With a heavy heart, you touch it, and you close your eyes. You're fucking scared. You're. Ooh, why am I still here?
Correct?
Nothing's happened.
Maybe try touching it to the thing.
she's gonna take
Hey,
this.
come on, it's funny.
And
Just let
she's
it
gonna
happen.
take the impression stone, and she's gonna touch
If
it
she
to the
dies-
blank
Well, actually, she
stone.
can't die here.
As you touch it to another stone, nothing happens.
I'm so close.
It's
I'm
not
so
necromancy.
close. It's not necromancy. There's no necromancy happening.
It's not necromancy, because I'm technically not involved.
When you faff about with a necromantic ingredient that harbors a soul, and you don't use the proper procedures, it will suck your soul into the crystal.
Yeah. Figure that one out. Like a lich's box.
We made a crit. I'm not even gonna say it. That's good.
Misleading high.
Yeah, come here, take a look.
More people looking at it. All right. All right.
You see misleading.
What I am trying to do, I will explain.
You see misleading activates several wild magic runes in her hand, like she's
Understood.
piling a fucking safe.
As you look at the research, as you turn to look down at the research, God, what the fuck are all these runes? Stones? Why are you carving this shit into stones? Why the fuck is there a fragment over there? You really can't get a good gauge on the situation right now, nor can you make heads or tails what the fuck these runes are about.
So we're trying to.
Could she identify what they
Have any idea what has happened?
This is at like fucking disadvantage right here because and unfortunately you're looking at these and you've never seen runes like these. You've never seen anyone make runes like these.
One of the stones can apparently knock out Lazuli.
Oh, trust me, you know a lot about runecraft. I am aware.
For some reason.
And you do not know what the fuck these are.
What in the name of the nine are you using as a reference for these runes?
In a stone.
She's gonna put out a sheet of parchments, right? With a couple of these runic circles drawn on them. You'll recognize
This is
one
like some
magic
weird
is
immortality type attempt.
By the way,
one
the
component that
It's interesting, is what it is.
It won't come out.
From what he is saying, what if she can make
tried as hard as
those
I can
boxes
to
that Lich put their
get
souls
what's happening
into?
on the impression stone, which is what I'm
The
trying to
names
make right now.
escape
So
Phylactery.
under that fragment, so I can
Yes.
use the
Quite relevant, honestly.
Used. Look at all like the ones on the scroll that's being shown to misleading. Are they horribly etched?
So there
Oh
are
no, the ones they have been
4,
engraved are
5,
actually
6,
quite
7,
accurate.
8,
You can actually
9,
see some common
10,
patterns here.
11,
And now with a
12.
better understanding of what's going on, I'll roll for you again. God damn it, no, it's not your day.
I don't know if you should be able to make a proper phylactery, but this is interesting research.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Take a look. You remember the super illegal thing? And you remember the impression stone that was used? Can I double check my work here?
Roll with advantage.
Sure. Huh?
Because I'm not this much.
First time I ever tried.
Oh no. To be fair, it's not you being a dull. This is a really uncommon research made by only one man.
Just for
Yeah.
I'm trying to
To be
make sure
fair,
that my
that outlast roll was fucking a 1 and a 9. That was a 50.
I mean, look at that.
Give me a moment.
You know, we never
Snap's
saw
just gonna
each other. We
roll
never
up an
like,
opium
planned this
cigarette
at all.
and just both on our
Jesus.
Have black and blue.
He's just gonna
Don't get close to that,
access his
Remy.
own memory. Like to try and
Ren doesn't need to smoke.
Alright, you start accessing your own memory, and you're starting to realize. Oh, fuck, I might have not been paying attention during the lessons because with a 1 and an 8, I'm not fucking kidding. With some of these rolls, yeah.
Okay.
You may have been a bit preoccupied.
You know, I wasn't really watching. I realized. I wasn't really watching that closely.
I hope the cigarettes.
The whole thing was kind of fucking horrifying.
Yes.
Rem is now concerned on what all this could mean.
But
Does Megan know what any of this is doing?
Leslie really likes dying and carving rocks.
Hold on, I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way because these wounds still need to heal.
That's not probably not the right. That's probably not the right interpretation.
What does clarify mean?
I don't think Omega.
Make it so that somebody understands the intentions of the person.
Oh yeah, it is funny if they don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Satch's gonna pull out like 4 Datura seeds and like grind them up in a mortar and pestle that he just has on him.
More drugs, let's go. Let's go. Because of the
That's the plan.
He pours vodka.
Meow.
So this isn't some sort of classic
Oh no.
transplant.
I'm doing the full thing.
I'm fucking with soul gems.
And then pulls out ball of crack cocaine.
Yes.
Hey, you, I need you.
I mean, it's eventually gonna go in my eye at the end of the day. Like that part hasn't changed.
And what shit fuckery am I hearing about?
Oh god.
Hi, I need mage assistance.
Hello, King.
What happened?
Out of my fucking
Iridescent oil slick.
I am trying to create. Omega has volunteered to donate to form an eye around a soul fragment, right, or a soul core, right? The problem is that it is inert, and we're trying to figure out how to bring it so that it can actually continue consciously maintain the eye.
Could I ask for a small kindness on this? Can you please ask Halifax? He's literally the Archmage of Soul and knows this kind of stuff
Like pick more
better
specific
than
paths
we
so I
do.
don't go insane. Satch's done this before.
You start focusing on the stones you saw in that chest cavity. You start to focus in on how they're made. You can't exactly get exact meanings, but you start to get the different ideas, what different things are.
There's a surgery tomorrow.
But as you push a little further, your brain almost goes out involuntary. It brings you to the middle of
No, the surgery is for Nefs.
and just for no reason, all you see
We don't
as before
have
this
a lot
vision
of
ends is just
research and understanding when it deals with the
fucking
souls.
know-how.
Could you please
Just hit crates in a dead body.
ask for this kind of details from Halifax
And then
first? I don't want you or your soul getting irreversibly harmed in my city.
So what'd you see?
Damn,
I don't want you getting hurt. I understand your pursuit of knowledge. But there are some things where having safety precautions and talking to experts would be better. Trust me, and I get it. I know sometimes
But like,
there's a couple of different
what ideas that you ways it could go.
but please.
Can I just like draw out like
that your
2 or 3 sigils that seem more plausible?
Yeah, are you using all the bases as the same and then you're writing the side sigils differently? Correct? Or are you just writing the whole sigil?
The whole thing. The whole thing.
Okay.
You write a couple of like having a
right
now.
I'll
roll d6 to see how many you've got.
If it
Look, if you did it via contract, then I mean that's your soul. You can do it with you wish. I just don't want people
Like of what she's doing.
Her personality.
Oh, yeah, no.
You feel like you fucking
Look at that. That's why.
Permanent.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
There's
there-
a
awesome drug high.
There's
Really
literally a
want
stone
to
over there. If it
trust
touches her, she just passes out.
You
or
remember the
I don't
environment
know.
is
Pass out. Die.
You don't know how many would work.
Okay, yeah, she dies.
Leslie!
over here.
Ah.
They're calling for you. They're calling for you.
I'm counting that as me
Blueberry.
technically killing Leslie. I'm counting that.
I'm gonna hang on. I need to talk with her for a minute. Just give me 1 second.
Julian, I'm waiting too.
Alright, come on, everyone over here. Let them talk. Let them talk. I know. I want to go over there too.
Conversation.
Also one of those.
So literally, I have to make sure I do my job and make sure people leave Leslie alone.
No, you're literally the one that caused most of the issues. Just because you're so trustworthy.
Force the box in a dead body.
No, I'm wonderful, aren't I?
Here's my question. Does it look like the kind of boxes that the merchant
Not a character for the DM of this. What all is Rem saying here?
Okay, I gotta ask 2 questions. First, Pear's question. I got fucking sent to a sad website. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
let's go. Satch, you're not totally sure, but something does seem familiar about those boxes. You've definitely seen them before, but you're not solid if it is exactly those merchants, but you know.
Not necessarily if it's done correctly.
And the correct part is what she's trying to do.
Yeah, it's what she's trying to do. It's just, I'm the doctor, I'm the surgeon. I wasn't informed about any of this. I was fully
staring
and
at
I've
you,
been hurtfully aware that I
like
do not
wondering
know
how
fuck
the fuck is this connected.
about most of this magical stuff. So I need you on staff, and I need Rift on staff. For that
So, where are you
Remember,
looking at?
this is magic. Magic is like
Remix
it's like
is
gambling.
looking
You don't
over
know what to
everything
expect.
that
What?
Lab is working on here and trying to get an understanding of everything.
Cool. So you see the research.
I mean, like, I
you
I'll
see a couple sample stones, and you see stones that you just recently saw in action. You also see 6 stones that Satch has just released.
Side question before we continue this. Does the head
Satch
ever
made
get in the
seem
way?
fucking weird and different. They contain
Like your
some of the same
eyesight. Do you ever
symptoms
have to
think,
lift your head up?
maybe,
Because every
or
time
no.
I see
Yeah,
one of you guys
You're
like
kinda
with this
technically
hat,
read on the
every
one
time I
Satch
feel like
made.
I'm just talking to the hat.
Roll a perception check.
Say Omega.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
What kind of soul stuff is this? Is it like the magical soul or what people colloquially call the soul?
I don't know. I know that made me some money today. It doubled my life my life savings. Held up 2 platinum coins, and what he pointed at looks like a sliver that kind of has the same texture of his body, but it's a lot more shiny and
Hard that
bright.
it's shaking.
Mm.
It's just like completely unbroken eye contact.
Rem, as you're holding it,
I don't know
it
if you
gives-
should.
It gives you, upon touching it, gives you insane feelings of power.
When you say
feel
soldier,
empowered, like you're
it's like
touching pure
pupils
magic,
dilate.
you'll immediately know what this is. This is a soul elemental core. A sliver of it, but a soul elemental.
What is that? Can I touch it too?
Because you won't let.
Need to resist. Need to resist. No, don't touch it. Do not touch it.
Why not?
Go ahead, Kiki.
That is-
Am I touching it?
that
His
is-
finger like snakes in and just like
Calm down.
feels like home.
Oh.
That is something that Rem has to avoid.
Mhm.
Because the moment Rem holds onto that, Rem is going to absorb that.
Mhm.
Power.
You know.
That is pure power.
Oh, I haven't felt that in a moment.
You make it
Tap.
very hard.
Wait, Kiki, don't.
Kiki touches it.
Yeah.
Kiki's touching it.
Tap.
You're touching it?
Sorry.
God. It's like you can feel like pure mana surging through your veins, but to a point, you kind of feel like it's too much. Like, this is kind of a lot.
Sort of
You
clenches
almost feel as if you really got mana burn from that short interaction.
Divots in his inner palm.
There's a reason why I'm not this powerful.
So what is it?
Almost feels like pure magic.
What do you mean?
It's you.
Dense magic.
Oh god, did the cat eat me again?
I mean, I did
This
fall
is
before to hit my
no.
Doesn't look
the cat did not eat you again. This is more.
Yeah, they put my fucking finger and then it turned me
What do you
fish.
expect?
And
I
now
missed
I'm
pretty
a fish
much a lot
tank.
of stuff. The only stuff I pretty much remember is anything military
Excuse-
related or
okay.
Remy, probably move away from that.
Still remember the
No,
past.
Ram is going to contain this.
I have to relearn
Container.
medical,
Damn.
alchemy,
being held up a lot.
magic, anything magic
Okay.
related.
Should I go save him?
Military training. You
Nah.
remember
Ram is just carefully just
you don't remember a goddamn
just
thing about what it's
taking
actually.
a small box and
So I don't want to
just
hear
with
that shit. I don't want to hear any ad cancel attached with the knife. You don't know what it fucking
no, try to contain it.
Oh, okay. You'll see there's a class that previous knowledge or
everything that is dead.
Okay, in that case, in that case, moving it to the craft container.
It's going to be okay.
You definitely feel like that in this case, not letting someone else say
So easily. It is not. Everything.
I
To make sure you make sunset.
try to treat
I don't ever blame you for anything like that.
Again,
If
I don't care.
blame you, they're a fool who has not dared try to step in the path of the no matter what happens. Nephthys has come to terms with the fact that he may die. He has come to me and told that if these days are his last, that he wishes to be buried here. And no matter what happens, you should continue helping.
Ram does not like this thing in
It's been
box.
a wonderful treat to the city. I'm glad that you're here.
You should have left
You've
it
got a
where
little
you
bit of
found it.
interesting space to sit in. Chaotic as you can be sometimes.
I'm
so appreciative that you're here.
Okay.
Don't need to call me sir on this one. You can call me Julian.
Meow.
I'm your friend here. Okay. One more hug. Come. It's gonna be okay. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself to try to save another. Because if you hurt yourself, you could hurt yourself to the point where you can't save anybody else anymore. And I think that guilt would be on you far more than letting somebody die or letting this fail.
And to think I'm getting lectured about the lifeguard principle. Damn, man. Damn.
Even those that see themselves at the top of their craft can still get taught a lesson. I like to think that I'm pretty darn good with fire, but I'm no master of it. There are things about even fire that even I don't understand. And sometimes an outside perspective can help change your whole world on things.
I'll look for another angle.
Exactly. Either that, or you can go with the path that you're going, but just don't put yourself at risk. There are other things that you can do, that you can study. Okay? I care for you. And I want you to succeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Julia. I mean,
It's okay. Also, again, you look gorgeous in that.
I picked it out.
We'll be fine.
Tomorrow's surgery.
Making me cry out of character.
Hmm?
Multiple times it made me cry.
So what's the verdict?
Just for now. There's not much time before I'm going to be closing the gates anyway.
I know.
Spend them with your friend. Spend them with your friends. Also, verdict for what? Oh,
Hi, Omega.
I think with whatever's going to be happening, we need some better professionals in this field to oversee this research. I think it's probably the best in everybody's interest that we forego this experimentation for now. And so that way, Lazuli has a clear mind, an intact soul, and understanding how souls work. You could probably learn more, experiment more, and manage more.
Hmm.
Because also,
So can I eat the stones now?
I wouldn't recommend it. Just for right now, leave the experiments on the table. Don't touch them. And come back to them with a better mind after the surgery. No matter what happens, it's gonna be okay.
Try to go for me to get to her. That's usually how it goes.
You'll see her put on some gloves.
Understood.
Okay, you see, we both are literally wearing matching clothing right now. And we didn't.
Yeah, I'm taking the stone tablets.
Black and blue.
Oh.
Oh, colors? Yes.
You have
We
the
didn't even talk about
you have
this,
the
by
core,
way.
Remy.
We did it as a form of like a surprise.
You mind if I take it?
To Lazuli, Ram can handle it over. Or
Hmm.
what is mine to do with this?
I'm thinking that Lazuli will want to work with them after we depart here.
Ram is mostly holding on to it for when more appropriate hands are willing to take it, technically.
You can trust hands like mine.
You can trust me.
You could definitely can't trust Lee.
You fucking bitch.
You probably consciously. I don't know what.
Actually, you can. You can.
Ram is a
contrarian.
If it involves Lazuli, then yes.
Look at Lee. Look at them.
Yes, I'm looking at it.
Do you see the literal death slime inside of their body?
Yes,
I'm planning on bringing all this to her room, Remy.
Well, she can't really betray her.
what?
Can she?
I don't have the slime. Grey goo is in me.
Slowly.
Grey goo.
We have a slime in
I do not have grey goo.
Grey
I do
goo.
not have GG. Yeah, either.
I see.
We changed her name.
Remy. Well, if you insist on holding on to it, bring it to Lazuli's room later then.
I'll hand you the notes that Lazuli had that I was reading through.
You brushed this, but since you don't have much time,
Kiki, here you go.
apologize to you about earlier.
What's
Take
this?
These are the notes that Lazuli had. I was reading them.
And also,
Thank
admit
you.
that I did eavesdrop after that, and I wasn't aware of your situation there. If you need any help, just tell me.
I
Yeah.
have death magic in me, on me,
Dagic.
around me, and there is some entity that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 10-minute warning. If you can, start wrapping up your scenes. And again, thank you so much for coming to the Glass City. And
sheer
thank you
amount
for
of
attending the wedding.
complications that could happen on their best side
Just wanted
of
to do
this
that.
fucking up. I just put a piece of useless rock inside of an eye. You're blinded one. On the worst, anywhere from your magic exploding and your heart collapsing to some fuck shit that people were making jokes about over there. Because apparently Julian fucking knocked up his wife by putting a piece of his soul, core in her.
Oh yeah.
No, that's...
not how that happened.
Okay, then I misheard shit.
He put a
No,
small
his-
piece of his core inside of Master June bag to allow him to become part of an elemental.
Man.
And thus extend his lifespan.
It's like godly packs, I believe.
It is similar to those that they call warlocks.
Oh.
Anyway, you should see all the cool stones he
At the
made.
very least, we didn't get nothing out of this. Here, look.
Yeah,
You can show off
he
this
made
big shrine.
funny powders.
When we're operating tomorrow, we might be going in blind, but we can at least look at the runes, and we can cross-reference with this to at least try
Leslie.
what's happening.
Leslie, I made them already.
Oh fuck! I've been named to.
What?
I've been forgetting to roll. Ah, okay.
Leslie.
Understood.
Here are the notes that Ichigo was looking over.
Thank you.
Come on, try 'em.
I appreciate it.
I have.
With the drawings of the runes,
You can eat the failed ones.
Satch, and
Mm.
with the current state of
Which one of
affairs,
these are the failed ones?
uh,
You'll see her holding the runes with gloves on.
take this risk.
All 6, right?
Yeah.
Because the risk of me damaging my ability to help in the limited way I can during the surgery are greater than the chance that I will help. And I hate that I can't take this opportunity to guarantee Nessus
Leslie,
having a recovery.
that is the most responsible thing I've ever heard you say, and I'm very proud. You get a snack.
So which one of these? No, I'm holding them.
And there goes the responsibility.
I'm holding them right now, Lajali.
Oh shit! Okay, damn. 6 minutes.
Omega's arms are gonna start like slowly.
Which one of
stretching
these
over
can
to him.
Omega eat?
Hide them. Hide them.
Okay.
I can't eat any of them.
Okay.
Shit, and all of that too. Fuck, fuck.
His arm just like noodles to the ground and like
Here,
slowly
here.
just starts
I
retreating
have,
back in.
I have something else for you. Here, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Yeah.
The loss of a professional memory.
Yeah.
Would you like some coffee?
She's gonna toss a syringe of 100 milliliters of her blood.
That's okay.
I'll make
Just
He ate a syringe and all, by the way.
I can
Huh.
I have a preference for coffee that I can manage.
And everybody who is observing this.
Get the he does not get the taste for human blood. Metallic.
I swear to
He
God.
told me that there was something fucked up with my blood, so I figured you might. I don't really understand it
If there was
personally.
anything magical with it, like it probably would have glowed slightly blue as he ate it, but that's probably.
You will all notice that that does not happen.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Leslie. You should probably get the soul sliver from Rem. They're holding on to it for safekeeping.
Understood. I will lock it up.
Can I see some of your blood? 'Cause
They're in my bag of holding.
Firstly, we have a lot of notes to go over. Those broken experiments on the table,
yeah, I need
hide
to-
them.
I need to
For some
roll
reason,
for you,
it's
by the way.
probably
Or
using
your observation.
Very illegal shit. Also, pretty sure Kiki already had them in her bag.
Oh, Kiki already has.
I took all of the tablets.
She moved everything except for the soul sliver, which Rem was already holding on to.
From what I'm told,
So Ren has the soul sliver.
Tell me- Tell me where you
Right now. I've already
tell me where you're sleeping, and I'll drop by and deliver
Yeah, I do
them.
wonder how the mimic will react.
Here's my address. You can drop it off there. If you can't make it to my address, the surgery is tomorrow morning at the Root and Rum, room 4.
Mhm.
That's where it needs to be.
And he's just gonna like
Okay. So you're not planning on going through with it?
I know exactly what you pull.
Collect the instrumentation from Red.
Yeah.
Don't
Collect
have.
me. Collect me tomorrow.
Okay.
And what I can. Magic sense is strong. Again, I don't have magic of my own.
And Any help would be appreciated.
I can probably drop by.
I am so proud.
I'm gonna try and do it the old-fashioned way. God. Kiki. This feels like I'm gonna be operating with a blindfold on. I'm trying to fix the disorder.
Also, we have been in this room for 2 hours.
This is going to be hard.
Yes, I would like to.
I'm gonna go collect the fragment and mentally prepare myself for
I can probably help you with some research tonight.
Are you made of coffee?
Literally, if
I
you
doubt-
would be glad to help, I would appreciate it.
I doubt you'll be sleeping.
Can I have a cup of you?
Huh?
Dragon Heart Arm dude was doing the surgery.
It's an operating.
There's a latte.
And more importantly, by his own estimation, he thought something was probably going to go wrong. It's a 10% chance. And I want to be there to make sure that it doesn't.
Alright, let's go. Come on, let's get out of this place.
Round it up, move it out. Pick up the review and just...
Please keep wearing it. You look fan.
Leslie, you're getting picked up. I look way more modern. And then you are also getting picked up.
No.
Wait. Can we both carry Leslie? Like, each of us carrying an arm and we're just swinging her?
Oh dear. No.
It's so expensive. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Grab.
Mm.
I'm taking this one. I'm putting her.
Oh, sorry. He just like picks you up by the collar and puts you over here.
Also, Leslie, going to be stopping by your home.
I did. I got everyone out of college.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna do some surgery preparation.
Oh yeah, I go here.
Tonight.
Back there.
I would like to. Ripley.
Have you already handed over the
tonight.
crystal?
It's not my first language.
Or the
Yeah.
sliver? No.
What is your
Preferably do it in a
Promise
secure
that I won't
location,
do the
i.e. their actual home.
on me, but I at least want to study the runes that we have available and the results of what we learned tonight, so that we have the maximum amount of information possible about what these runes mean and what they do tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Because he's basically
Have you been talked out of this idea of implanting some cells so you can have budget soul site?
my reasoning. Such has been through
Okay.
like, the weave of
Red's going to
Bogology
reach into
so
the
many times. I
pouch
think
and
at
plant
least
the
some of it
thermometer.
has-
This is exactly soul
caught
site,
bits
just
of
as
it in
good.
passing,
Take good
so we
care
might
of it.
know, like, a few words.
I'll be back tomorrow.
In my
But
opinion,
if you want to use this to study, then feel free. The more information we have on how souls work, the better.
it when it's verbally spoken.
Just don't let the crystals touch each
All I
other.
know how to say is
They can't touch each other. They're fixed in place. They're fixed in place. How would you manage to?
Place the other time that the issue happened. Which is why I got you.
Not you. Move aside.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that, our lovely session of the Glass City has come to its end. I would politely ask, please wrap up your roleplay scene in roughly 5 minutes or so, and then thank you all for another fantastic, wonderful day in the Glass City. Forever may you shine.
Let me just grab walk over here.
What did you want to do?
Pork chop sandwiches! Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here!
I'll buy that.
If only I could have absorbed something like that. That would be fun for a moment.
Absorb what?
Just kidding.
So are you guys getting married?
You know why Rem can't absorb that.
Yeah.
Has to actively resist too as well.
Like I said, I can resist it pretty well.
I'm just going to help her with water. Why not?
Wait, who has a dead lover?
What?
I'm lost.
Lajuli had like Lajuli
What?
found out that was no longer around like a couple weeks ago, and actually already moved on.
Wait. Leslie found out Leslie's lover, correct? Is that what
Yes,
this is?
Leslie found out that a little bit, yeah.
Were they estranged, or?
It was when Lajuli went to their home realm with you. Remember that time you got a bullet to the core? They said they found out that
Rem didn't remember. Rem went into survival mode.
Right.
Yeah, I thought we were just joking. That's gonna terrible.
Rem is just going to just...
However, Lex on the outside doesn't necessarily mean she's completely over it. Hmm?
I was thinking that too.
That's more, well, I mean, it's more of a problem for Lee if Lashley is using them, you know? That's gonna badly.
Yeah.
The crystal you fuck.
Remember when that goes to...
We do this silly crime.
While 20 people are around her just watching, there's like...
Yes, okay, that is true. Where the fuck did you all come from?
Hey, I was there to begin with, but literally
people in the world.
There were 25 people and 12 of them were there.
Oh
and
my
we figured,
God.
let's watch Leslie do a dumb shit thing.
God fucking damn it.
Probably going to do dumb shit. Let's go watch it like it's a fucking train wreck. Are you like the people who go out to like a war zone and put up folding chairs?
Because I just gotta keep reasons for being near Leslie.
Dude,
I love
if the
whenever you
surgery
guys do this
fails,
shit.
yeah.
Because I love whenever you guys do this shit because it allows me to fucking like add in so many tidbits. Like I gave him a random thing, just a completely random thing. I'm glad you kind of somewhat started to pick up on it, but you're also way off.
Go get that random creative bullshit.
No, figure out this
Oh, he's
extremely fun challenge. Right? Also, I'm kind of hoping for some of the side effects of fucking with
Listen,
Leslie, that sounds awesome to me, and...
Can I give you one spoiler, or
you need
to take the two pictures and find the letter that isn't in one.
Actually, can I get one spoiler?
So, do you want to know something about spoiler for like what would have happened if you had used the cracked stone?
Oh, for the cracked
The
stone.
soul would have been damaged because the runes would have been like fucked up, and when it transferred back to her, something would be wrong. That's my assumption.
Quite the opposite, actually. When you would have came back, you would have felt like there was more to your soul, but something deeply wrong.
Something jumps in.
You went, like it feels like you went through something that.
Lashley already has a soul disorder,
no
right?
association with it.
Yep, for sure.
I'm gonna share the vision that Satch got at the very
get fucking disassociation from a soul elemental
end of his divination to get those
No,
runes.
what they were doing
He
was
saw
soulcraft, which is the thing that Desmond's been teaching them.
in the middle of the woods, and a box.
The corpse was the one we transported.
Yeah, and the box looked like the merchant's box.
And
hell yeah.
So for the key thing, I'll explain it. Your brain just zoomed into the middle of fucking nowhere. Nowhere, no how. In the fucking middle of nowhere. That's where all the shit was shipped to.
What? Oh. That's interesting. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh no. That's not
Cassie.
good.
Here's my question. Here's the question. Why would that be connected to
Soulcraft?
Searching Soulcraft in particular? That's horrifying.
Exactly.
You can't see it, but I'm doing like the little stick my tongue out every time I do the little.
Not.
You'll have to ask Lashley about it in character.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say is that if the surgery on Nexus fails and Lashley backs down at the last minute from trying to get it, Lashley's going to turn murderously furious at every single person who talks to her now. She's gonna fucking freak the
Don't give me idea. I'm joking. No.
Yeah.
Cassie.
I'm just saying, there's some
Ichigo is going to tell you to do everything you plan to do.
I'm your spoiler, but for anyone worrying, I'm actually gonna kill off Nephthys. No.
No, of course. Come on.
Favorite character.
Cassie.
Dude, those were real fucking
Cassie.
That's good shit. Yeah.
Do we want to have roles for like research, and do we want to rope in? Do we want to rope in Remy because she's gonna be bringing the sliver?
So I will say
every single research session.
Okay, so
One thing I like.
Hi, Julian. Holy shit.
Classic.
The whole shit about going. Oh, we're going to. Oh, there's plenty of test subjects to find at prisons.
Yeah, and then
Human life is the same value. I mean, that's like, wait a minute.
Leslie is completely unremorseful about what she did to Satch, right?
Here's the thing. Satch has always known this. Like, he's not an idiot. Like,
Let's just push back a little bit.
didn't care.
Let's just push back a little bit.
That was so fucking cute.
good.
I was gonna cry. I was like, no! He's being off doing the classic surgeon shit. What the fuck? It's a complex collaborative storytelling experience.
You have friends that care about you and want to make sure you
Oh,
grow happy. and
Kiki wanted her to
healthy.
do it.
To like after a wedding, like.
What the fuck?
I hope it was okay. I know you guys were having
It's a
fun,
fucking
but,
good character moment.
It was fun.
It's a good character moment.
Oh no, it was fun. It was definitely fun.
Cocaine, very much less dangerous than this, for sure. But like, God, this was a wonderful fucking session. I'm so...
Also,
if you want...
you Dave, I'm sorry, just like, the wheelbarrow! Oh, yeah. Man. Just like,
Oh yeah.
that was too funny.
Isa.
After, like,
Oh.
minutes after he did.
I
wanna. And then
I'm being eaten.
you two fuck out of character.
At this burp as well.
On the magnificent size of your balls, like the the wheelbarrow that is required to transport your nads must be
God damn it,
Real quick though, this was an amazing fucking section.
Careful
Like,
around the
the
website.
best section I've ever had.
was reading
Fuck
my
you
notes.
for making me
Other side.
out of character. Fuck you for making me cry in character. And then fuck both of you for making me cry in character again. I cried 3 times. You guys
Cassie.
do that.
How did Leslie make you cry in character?
It's because we had the death talk and ours went a bit fucking deeper than I thought.
Right.
Cassie.
Like, it was because of that talk that Lashley went completely apeshit on trying to get this eye into her, right? Because he's like, I can't lose Nemesis. It's not an option. I have, like, so few people here who,
Cassie.
like, will respect the insane shit. Yeah.
Do we want to do roles for research, and do we want to rope in Remy or?
Also, turns out me and Seth both believe in flat.
Oh, right. Research for which one?
It was the Soulcraft stuff.
Funny enough, Rem has been actually started looking into that after being brought into one of Desmond's lessons.
Oh dear.
Puss in Boots.
Yeah. No.
Oh, you're an irredeemable monster! Ah, what took you so long, idiot?
No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Took you so long. I love the one.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but people keep interrupting.
So fucking.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it took you so long, idiot!
I saw so many of those where it
Grab.
and instead
No.
slur, and I'm just like,
I don't know.
Okay, now say what you've been saying.
Oh.
Well, now the people who are involved aren't here, but I was gonna say, well, at least for you, Lashley would trust Rem enough that if she wanted to get involved, she wouldn't turn her away at the door, right? The people who like she would trust to go through with this, right? Because at the end of the day, the people who are looking over this and who study it can make a stone that kills Lashley, right? So it's like it kind of fucking. Not something she's like super comfortable with like everybody having, right?
Oh, that's a good thing to have on hand.
So, in regards to the Soulcraft stuff, Rem did get an understanding of the notes, and also Rem was pulled into one of Desmond's lessons in regards to Soulcraft. So like, the moment she realizes what Leslie's is like, I know what this is.
So you recognize what the rune was and what's special about it.
Essentially.
Right. So, the people who would be involved would be Rem, would be, but if Rem wants, right? Definitely Ripley, because Ripley is like really in with the anarchist bullshit, right? Crimron was not around for it, so she wouldn't have had the chance to invite Crimron. So not Crimron, unfortunately. Ripley, yes.
Rip.
Red, begrudgingly, because she's using Red's thermometer in lieu of the eye, which means that, like, well, yeah, Red is gonna basically hold that over her. She's gonna have to. Because remember how Red was trying to break into Lashley's home? They now have direct access to Lashley's home without even having to break in. So congratulations, Red, for Worm. That's part of the because now that was disastrous. The fact that Red is involved now for Lashley, but Lashley doesn't know that was disastrous for her. Only Red knows that, right?
So who else? Kiki.
I mean, why is Lashley letting Kiki in on this?
Because Kiki asked nicely.
What do you take Lashley for? I should say.
Well, okay.
I appreciate
other actual reason. She currently has all the
there you
her
go.
stuff.
All right, you're right. You're so right. Kiki can use. All right, if you're willing to say that Kiki uses the runes of Lashley, Lashley will do anything that Kiki says because Kiki literally is holding the delete Lashley stack of stones right now, and like some of them are worse. They aren't just delete Lashley; they are do something fucked up to her entire fucking personality stones. Like Lashley ain't gonna fuck with that, so Kiki basically has a gun to Lashley's head right now, right? Kiki gets in.
Jesus.
And Tani is welcome to come along as well. Obviously, I think it goes without saying that Lashley
Tani is just sitting there, like, Lashley, I'm using your kitchen, and just starts making snacks.
Right, like Tani's in the spot where, like, while they might not personally be involved with this, Lashley trusts Tani, like, as professionally, right? If not personally, like, more than almost anyone else, right? In fact, probably definitely more than anyone else, right? The only competitor would be Nexus, but Nexus is incapacitated, right? So... Or, well, obviously, Esther and Desmond, but those are, like, no, well, those are DMPCs. You're the only non-DMPC that Lashley's like, this is an expert, right? Playing
What's funny, Kiki probably wouldn't be, like, outwardly threatening, but she's gonna be like, well, Lashley, I have your things here. I could, like... and Lashley would be like, oh, no.
Yeah, alright, come in, right? Yeah.
So what, are we doing a text RP or something?
I think we're gonna get...
Great question.
I think...
Are we going to do this like a post-session, like, kind of scene?
Dude, I have no idea.
I was gonna see if...
Her idea.
I was gonna see if, like, maybe we get, like, rolls from Peakboat or something.
Alright, you can ask for DM rolls. What I was going to do was I was going to basically give everybody access to the soul craft. Right?
Nuts.
And then ask Peakboat to give us the runes from because I have the runes from previously.
Okay.
And I was going to append them to the notes, and then we could literally look at the notes and have them available for the surgery. Right?
Just vibe in a VC.
I mean, you don't even need to be in a VC. I'll just send you the Google Slides.
Yippee.
I want to hang out with my friends.
I mean, we do that anyway.
Yeah, we can hang out.
It's been a while since I hang out with some of y'all. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to get this down.
You guys,
the color of hair is wrong. I love the eye patch, but she has too few eyes. This model is supposed to have 5 eyes. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Oh.
In an arc.
Understood.
And these two are supposed to be burned out.
Speaking of, okay, so canonically speaking, everybody of the people who are on the allowed list who wants to come have access to Lashley's room for tonight, and will get an updated version of the contents of her fucking corkboards. Will, like, if you want to try to fucking steal those from the Anarchemist cookbook, you can, right? Let's see, what else is really... There's not a lot, actually, that important that's in there right now, other than the thing you know about, Smile. And I guess you know about it, too.
Tani, when he's trying to steal anything, She would just be like, I'm using your kitchen, makes snacks, picks up food.
Kiki would be like, nice cat bed, looks comfortable.
Picks up a book and starts flipping through a book. Because it's like, this is soul fuckery that I can't help with. I'm here for medical knowledge and medical knowledge alone.
Alright, yeah, you'll find a random book. Just think of it like a fucking anything you know Ladgley canonically is interested. She's probably checked out a book on, and you can poach off the back of it.
Kiki
You'll
might
also see the
actually.
book on Druidic lore and history if you want to read that.
You know, if Lashley doesn't keep track of how many runes there are, Kiki might hold on to the one that.
I will tell you right now, Lashley believes there to be 1, 2, plus 6 is 8 runes. So if there are more than 8 runes, also the notes that Satch gave, right, which have the pictures on it, right? And so that's 6 more. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the one in her notes, 15. There are 15 copies of Lashley's soul in existence. Some of them are imperfect. About 12 of them are imperfect. So if anybody gets a hold of any of those, they will have that.
Also, was not expecting the kiss.
The what?
Which kiss?
Yeah. Lee Smooth Cassidy.
Lashley.
Lashley.
Sorry. But,
No,
Oh.
yeah, no.
Do you guys wanna
Roman's
s-
literally just informed by Lee that they're in a relationship with Leslie's like, oh, okay.
Do you guys want to see the library?
It's complicated. I kind of want to hang out with my friends, sorry. Maybe some other time.
Oh?
Yeah. Ow.
So...
How does it feel to be moving around and kicking and shit?
I was scuffing up Red's boots to hold it.
So...
Does it feel good?
Alright, I'm gonna desummon the voices.
Okay, back off.
Squish the tiny.
This is my bad.
I want to wear the dress.
These some of the voices.
I'm gonna change the dress for the
Good night,
dramatic
voices.
effect of the news that I'm imagining. I love my dress. I love it so much. Holy shit.
That reminds me. Oh, that reminds me. So, Cassidy, I don't know how private this information actually is, so can I tell you a side? Just real quick,
I'm sort of trying to reverse engineer this, and while I know when you're done today, I've gotten a fair amount of assets and have a fair amount of goals that will teach me more about Avatar method, let's say, modification as well. It's been educational. But I have some other important questions that I will be asking. And I've been pointing to that I've
Joke's on you, Emmy has magnetism as her metal magic. You wanna know something funny? Is that given enough time for Emmy, she's theorized and actually created a way to create a railgun with magic. With the combination of, like, essentially multicasting metal magic for magnetism and lightning for electricity. She's created a pseudo railgun. Takes a minute to charge, but fuck. It's a railgun.